On tonight's episode of the Gamecasters, we talk about a lot of hot new games we've been playing, we bring back the Instagram inbox, and then we end the show with our top 5 board game content creators. Stay tuned. Well, hello there, gamers, and welcome to episode 67 of the Gamecasters podcast, the only show that dares tell you it's okay for kids to listen to 50 minutes after we've said the F word multiple times. Yes, unpredictability or maybe lack of preparedness or lack of self-control seems to be the hallmark of our show, so if you're looking to find the same old drivel-dravel and you think you've got the basics down, think again, you hunk.
Typical hunk.
So we've got a so-so show lined up for you today with Jeff saying, oh no, while I innuendo and Natalie explodes from her bottom part below. Just kidding, don't you know? She doesn't actually blow, other than from her nose. So to change all the tone and make your manly bits grow, I figured I'd talk about my girl Gal Gadot. I think one time I spoke with Jeff's older bro Joe, and the thing he told me was, look bro, she's hot, whoa, but you've got too much dough in your stomach, you know, so in order to glow and say, hot woman ho, you should challenge your friends from now until it snows. And so I started a weight loss challenge.
Wow.
I need to listen to this again.
That is, you're crazy.
That was straight off the brain.
Yeah. How long did that take you?
Yes. No, I mean, again, okay, so I was telling Jeff and Natalie before I start. So I do a script for every show, but I never know oh, really? Where it's going to go. So sometimes my fingers just flow.
Oh, my God.
No, so I sit down to write the script, and it's a blank page, a white blank page just staring at me. And anyone that's ever had writer's block knows that the hardest part is just putting those first words down on the paper. And so I just kind of sit there, and then I don't even think. My fingers just do all the typing for me, and they just kind of go, and wherever they go, that's where I go. So that's what happened here. I just started rhyming, and
now we're here.
Now here we are. Yes, the Instagram weight loss challenge has begun, and it's basically an extension of the BGG weight loss challenge I used to do for many years ago. I'm about as heavy as I've ever been. I was told by someone in this Reddit thread that if I just ate pizza, ice cream, cake, and kickstarts in a continuous loop for 6 months, that 85% of it would go directly to my penis. Oh. Because I really wanted to get a gargantuan penis, but it didn't work. So Reddit user Joshy Pounds Pastrami said that he was like pretty sure it would.
Fat boy, get down.
Yeah. Oh, God. Fat boy, get down. Like a cheese pizza, like a cheese pizza. Pepperoni. Anyway, I can't button my pants, but I'm fairly certain that's just because of my waistline. So anyway, I started a weight loss challenge. It goes 8 weeks. The way it works is there's about 20 of us, which is pretty sweet. We've all thrown in $10. And if by the end of the challenge, anyone that loses 6% of their initial starting weight splits the pot evenly with anyone else who does, right? So there's not a ton of money, and there's like $200. So if we all achieve the 6% goal, we'll get our money back. If like only one person does, they get $200. If two, they each get $100, right? If nobody achieves the 6% goal, the money stays in the pot and will roll over into a new challenge.
Cool. Is anyone surprised that Ryan created another challenge?
Another challenge. Here I go. I don't know. I can't not have a challenge
Painting
or two
challenge,
or three going
challenge.
on at once. Well, Natalie and I just went on our honeymoon a year later to the Northeast. Well, we talked about briefly on the last episode because we had to record early. And we ate so much food. Natalie had a lobster roll for like 4 meals in a row.
That's like the fun of vacation, though.
Yeah,
eating.
you just eat whatever you want.
Because there was a lot of seafood over there that, not that they don't have it here, but it's way better there because it's all fresh.
Yeah.
Caught, most of the restaurants we went to were like right on the water.
Yeah. You caught your own fish.
Yeah.
You brought it in there.
Get out there and catch
And one of the things that we kept hearing about were like lobster rolls, and I'm like, what is that? It's like
gross.
Lobster, like meat in like a piece of bread, like in a roll, and we were like, yeah, that sounds gross. And so I was like, one restaurant, I was like, I'll just get one and see. And I was like, oh my God, it's so good. And so I got like every restaurant like the next 3 meals.
Yeah.
Because everybody had it.
Were you just like, are you getting a lobster roll again?
Yeah. I was excited for it though because
now, like, yeah, they're just good.
I was like, well, I might never come
hypocrite.
back here. I don't know.
So I got tons of oysters, which oh my God.
Yeah, my thing was lobster rolls, his was oysters.
Good. Anyway, so we kept eating and eating and eating, and then we had to walk places, and I just felt gross and uncomfortable. And so I was like, you know what? It's time. I used to do this weight loss challenge on Board Game Geek.
Yeah.
I mean, for years.
There's a lot of people.
They used to do it with our
years
friend
ago.
group even. Our friend group used to do it.
I would run all these things.
Yeah.
And so, in Board Game Geek, we'd get upwards of like 150 people would join. There'd be like a ton of people in there. And
Wasn't it Geek Gold that you?
yeah, so instead of actual money in the Board Game Geek Challenge, you'd spend Geek Gold, which is the fake currency on Board Game Geek. And, you can use Geek Gold to buy things like micro badges, geek badges and stuff like that. And so it was really cool. And it was, pretty easy level of entry for people to get in. And then with 150 people, the pot of Geek Gold was huge because it was 20 Geek Gold to enter.
That's right. And you would do all these stats every week.
And so I'm going to do that again.
Yeah.
So I'll tell us all how much we've lost in meeples.
Top
Nice.
people.
Yep. They'll be able to do the top. It'll be a top 5 every week, so you'll be able to see. And it's all in percentages. So people's weights are not being shared at all. It's just the percentage of weight that they've lost, right? So the only person that will ever see anyone's weight is me. And if you're okay with that, be in the challenge, I'll share my weight with you. If you need to. If you just want, hey, I showed you me.
Hey,
I told you how fat I was.
Yeah.
You tell me how fat you are. So it's weird though, because we started on Monday. I woke up this morning. I don't have a 6-pack yet, and I don't really understand.
Wait, so it's been like
Why?
6 whole days? And
I
you don't have a
know. Isn't that
6-pack?
embarrassing?
Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna win.
That's weird. It's kind of annoying.
You're in trouble.
It's just the process, man. Anyway, so it's really awesome. I'm really excited. I'm very highly motivated. It's been a very difficult year, as a lot of you know. And so this is a good way to, I think...
Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
It's a good step.
Right, because
Yeah.
Jeff, you're doing something too.
Yeah, my wife Devin and I have just trying to again just watch what we eat, be healthier because
Like, look at it as
we're
it goes
sort
in
of
your
like
mouth.
yeah. We're quarantine is getting ending, right? Like we live in Michigan and restrictions are getting lifted here very soon.
Right.
Vaccination rates are going up, cases are going down, so things are just starting to open back up. And I think that a lot of people, including my wife and I, are just trying to now feel better, eat better because we've spent a year.
At
Not
home.
doing that.
Not doing
being
that.
very
Eating
sedentary.
garbage and because DoorDash is so easy, they'll pick up anything for you.
DoorDash.
And
Right.
oh yeah, they just pick up anything and they bring me food. How easy is that?
Right.
We got popcorn delivered to our house from the movie theater.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
so we're just trying to just tighten it up a little bit. Yeah. So
Dial it back, tighten it up.
yeah, we're doing that. So we started not knowing that Ryan was going to start this challenge. So we started a few weeks ago. Devin actually started a few months ago, and so we're kind of doing our own mission.
Right. That's super awesome. I like
it's a
that it
good
all just
time.
kind of happened around the same
Yeah.
time. It's very cool, so we can all
Yeah.
kind of help each other, which is awesome. We're also moving right along with the Marvel Painting Challenge. Black Widow is up for voting this week, as well as a prize for the best use of the color purple with Oprah Winfrey and Whoopi Goldberg. Whoever uses purple the best way will get a point. So Ben Kennard, the con artist, is just so freaking good, right? This guy's got 4 points, I think. He's won 4 of the 6
or 7?
so far.
6?
There's
Okay.
been 6. He's won 4 of the 6. Up until recently, I was only giving 1 point for the best painted mini. I quickly realized, okay, Ben is just... If you look at the total number of votes across the whole challenge, he's got like so many more than everybody
Yeah.
else. So I was like, I don't want to deter Ben. Ben shouldn't be handicapped because he's better, right, was my thought. So I thought, okay, how can I just bring more people to get close? So I was like, well, I'll make these mini challenges that do come with a prize. They also will get a point, as well as now I'm kind of doing, so like on the off weeks of mini challenges, the top 2 will get a point.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And so in the last week, we did Venom. Our own Natalie James won
Natalie.
the prize, got the first
Thank
point.
you.
And Ben got no
you.
points.
Ben got no points because Mr. Measles got
yeah,
the second point.
Measles, go Measles.
And so Natalie and Mr. Measles were the only other 2 who even had points.
Yeah.
So now they both have 2 points. Ben has 4. They're nipping at his heels a little bit. He's feeling the pressure. But he's a masterful painter. He's really good.
Yeah.
I definitely hope that he continues to break his painting
I think he
can
likes
in
the
his
challenge.
sleep, so he doesn't feel it. When he's out for a few weeks, giving the
we
rest of us
are
a
going
freaking
over there
chance.
next weekend, so we could do some sabotaging.
Don't listen to this, Ben.
Tanya Harding.
Yeah.
Ben, will you hold this nail while I hammer it in? Seriously, Ben and Ken, I feel like are on they're like a level above us all, I would say. Ben and Ken especially. There's like tiers. Like Ben and Ken are, and maybe Mr. Measles are
Yeah.
probably in like the top tier 1. Everyone else is pretty much similar
level.
in the next tier below us. And that's just the way it is. I didn't expect Ben to get so many more votes than the rest of us, but he is bringing it because I've seen
he's good.
Yeah, it's like
good.
it's incredible how good he did.
What he said too about Venom. So, he didn't get any points this week, but he had already painted Venom, and he even said this on their podcast. But he had already painted Venom before the challenge even started, so he didn't paint it for a competition.
Right. So yeah,
and so that
he still didn't win.
You can tell like he paints it, and then when he knows that people are going to be judging it, he
this is one. The last few weeks, as a third party outside looking in, the first couple weeks I could pick Ben's out of all of them.
Yeah,
doesn't mean that Ben's was necessarily my favorite. I could pick it out because it was just so good.
Yeah.
The last couple weeks, I feel like I haven't necessarily known exactly which one's Ben is. I can be like,
cool.
it's one of these couple.
Yeah, it's probably one of these few.
But I think that's good. I think, Ben being so good elevates other people's
people
games.
are trying to improve theirs.
That is a great point.
Being great is one thing, but they're also got people, who want
Well, and see,
to
that's
be
another
that good.
reason why, because him and I talked a little bit about it, and he's like, I'm starting to feel a little bad. He's like, is this going to be, if I, keep winning, is this going to be fun for people? And I was like, that's not on you, that's on me. You know what I mean? You keep doing what you're doing, because what Jeff just said is exactly right. Kind of. So he's a son of a bitch, right? We all agree. Everyone, we hate Ben. Right?
It sounds like he's a nice guy.
No,
like, he's not just like
Ben. Ben
in
is
your face, everybody. I'm better than you.
Ben.
Like,
we all agree
he
sucks. But
No.
the fact that he's painting so well, it definitely. And I would honestly throw Ken in this too. I feel like Ken has gotten.
I feel like Ken got shafted.
Yeah, he's got
the first one. If you went, there we go. Yeah, if you went back and gave second place votes for the first few,
Ben would have
Ken would have had a couple.
Yeah,
So
Ken would have gotten the second
again. I
place.
total up all the votes. Ben, Ken, and Kevin are above. Like Ben has like 50 more votes than the next person, and then Ken still has a bunch more above us. Kevin is like third, and then me, Natalie, Ben, Dave. We're all like kind of we're all kind of close. If Ben and Ken were not in it, Kevin would probably be at the top.
Yeah,
but it'd be a lot closer. If Ben wasn't in it, Ken would win every time. You know what I mean? So that's the thing that's been the bummer is Ken doesn't have a point yet because Ben is like. He just keeps winning, or if he doesn't, it's weird. He's getting the way I feel like Ken's are so good.
They are,
and it's just not. It just doesn't seem to like line up. You know what I mean? Like he'll paint so awesome, but then one other person in that week will do something different enough.
That's just
to siphon.
Always
some
the
votes
bridesmaids.
away. Yeah, always the bridesmaid. Never the bride. But I did want to. I wanted to do since we're through 6 of these. I wanted to do kind of a halfway how do you feel with the challenge.
Oh.
Okay. So I want to ask you about this too, Natalie. But I looked through this and I said, okay, am I having fun with this? That's kind of like the question. And this is, my opinion is kind of similar to what I've heard Ben say. I don't know if I'm having fun, right? Okay. And now that sounds ominous. All right. There are a lot of things I find fun about the challenge. I love running it. I love seeing everyone's work. That's like when people send me pictures, that's the greatest freaking thing ever.
Cool.
I love putting the posts together and like right before it's about to go out, and I love the anticipation of like what are people going to think. I love hanging out with you, Natalie, while we get to do this. But then the actual painting part, which is like the part that matters the most, right, is more stressful than just fun, because it's really like humbling and a little embarrassing, especially when you see literally every other model get votes and you are the only one sitting there with crickets and tumbleweeds. That happened to me last week with Venom. Every single other person got at least 2 votes. I got one pity vote from Natalie.
Also,
and that's it.
You also painted Venom
that was
before
my
the challenge,
first
and it was your
mini
very first one.
Right. No, I'm not specifically talking about that.
But I know it feels bad.
But it sucks a lot. You see that, and you can't help but like go, oh, there's a few weeks where there must have been 3 people in this one week. I think it was Ultron. Or maybe or Iron Man. One of the 2 of those weeks, there was 3 or 4 posts that were like, it's between this one and that one. One of those that was between was mine, and not any of the 4 of them ultimately picked mine.
Yeah.
And it's like, like
close.
Damn it! I almost had 4 votes, and now I have 0.
Right.
And so like you can't help but feel bad when that happens. Especially when you're spending like 6 or more hours on one little tiny model, see all that hard work go completely unrecognized to the point of almost humiliation. It's just hard to swallow. I wanted this to be just a little fun competition, and it really is. I just didn't realize I was going to be as affected by the voting and the comparisons as I am. I guess it makes sense, right? Because it's something you're pouring your sweat into. You're creating something, and then it just goes up for peer review, and it's really scary. So I am having fun, just not in the way that I expected. So for that reason, I can't wait until it's over, because my incredibly little painting experience before the challenge began, or when I painted the mini for Jeff for Cerebria, was like such a different feeling than what I'm getting in this challenge. When you're just painting for play, or you're painting and you're not comparing it to others for voting, it's just really relaxing. Which is, I think, my favorite thing about painting the miniatures is the relaxation that comes with it. Natalie and I just sit down, we put on some music, and then we just kind of chat, and it's really relaxing. We just kind of just take our time, and, what do you think about this color? Oh, that's cool. But with the challenge, that part of it is the only thing that's gone. The relaxation part has been stripped away, right? So, and that might sound like I'm unhappy with the challenge, and that could not be further from the truth. All of my thought each week is bent on this, and I'm loving that. There's this little community of us who are all in the same boat, painting each week, sharing our experiences, positive, negative, and it's really cool to be a part of that. So I do love the challenge. I really do. And I honestly think it's doing amazing things for my skills and overall painting, as Jeff alluded to, with, you see Ben and Ken and Kevin and everybody really paint what they're painting, and you're just, every week you're trying to, I don't want to say outsmart them, but you're trying to
how can I make mine stand out?
Yeah, I know I'm not as good of a painter as a lot of the people in this challenge. So that's what my whole goal has been. How do I separate myself? I know I'm not going to be able to paint this as well as them, but can I do something different that'll get noticed? And I have liked that. So pretty much all of the miniatures I've painted, most of them have been not of the norm.
Like typical.
Yeah. Like my Red Skull, I did this OSL. I put the
Tesseract.
The Tesseract in his hand. My Iron Man, I went crazy on and painted him just the armor coming on.
Yeah.
I made the base with the Avengers A.
Right, that was cool.
Yeah, there's my Ultron, I made OSL on him. So I've tried to do something different just to stand out, and that has been really cool, because I'm learning new techniques that I probably wouldn't be trying otherwise. I'd probably just be painting them straight, because we're going to play with it, and it's cool. Yeah. But so all that kind of stuff I do like. But after the challenge is over, I want to keep this going while removing the one part I don't like about this challenge and bringing the one part I do like before back in. So I want to bring the relaxation back in and keep everything else except the stressful challenge part. And I want to create a hashtag, something like just keep painting, or hashtag get your minis painted.
Like Nemo.
Yes, exactly.
Dory.
Where we're encouraged to paint, but that's it, right? Paint your minis and use the hashtag so we can all see them, so we can still keep sharing our work. But maybe I do a certain thing. I'm like, hey, everybody, I'm using object source lighting on my next mini. Why don't you guys try that on a mini?
Right.
But there's no voting. It's just
whatever.
like, oh yeah,
It's
cool.
just
Okay, we're going to
sharing.
do this technique and then share what you've done. So I want to keep that going so we can keep the painting going, because that's my favorite part about the challenge.
And I do like
is that
seeing
people are
people's
painting.
minis painted too.
Oh, that's the best part about the challenge, when they send me their stuff and I'm like, look what he did.
Yeah, just scrolling through them is fun.
Yeah.
even Devin, who,
Yeah, what does she
could
care
not
about
care
minis?
less about painting minis. We'll scroll through them and be like, oh, I like 1, I like 7.
Well, she really? She spends some time.
She does spend time on it, and she has voted for Natalie a few times.
A lot,
I think.
So has Ben. Ben Kennard randomly votes for Natalie almost every time.
And
Really?
yeah, so even, it's just fun to look at it, because again, this is coming from, I'm looking at an unpainted one. It's blue.
Yeah.
It's blue plastic to something that looks awesome.
Like you said, and no matter what you do to it, it'll look better.
Yeah. And if you guys just want to quit and paint my Cerebria minis, that's cool.
That is the next. So right after we're done with this challenge, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're going to go.
Because Natalie just painted Harmony.
One in
so
between.
If you played Cerebria, Harmony is one of the minis that's like beautiful, and it
Peace
looks
and
so
harmony.
awesome.
She did great, didn't she?
It looks awesome. And Ryan painted Hatred.
Yeah.
So I think Ryan's doing. Are you doing all the dark ones?
I
All
didn't
the
even
sad
think about
ones?
it.
Okay.
I was
I
gonna
didn't
say
know.
I should do the top ones, and you should.
Well,
do the
there's
bottom.
that one up there I really want to do with the red base on the second from the right. That was the one I almost
Okay.
did before I
Yeah,
did
there's
it.
some. There's some really.
You
Those
can do
minis
that
are
one
so
and I'll
good.
Yeah,
do
they
the
look
dark
so
one.
cool, and
Yeah.
they're big, and so they take a lot of paint. But it's like it's easier.
It
It's
is.
easier.
Yeah.
It's just easier to paint them. I
It is
think.
easier. Yeah.
But so yeah, hopefully we keep the sharing and the community aspect that I've loved about this challenge alive, removing the peer review and keeping the potential humbling feelings out of it. So that's where we are at with both the weight loss challenge and the painting challenge. Jeff, what is up with you, my friend?
I got stuff going on. We're done
Yeah?
with school.
School's over.
Yeah. This was
Are you doing any like summer school
I'm not.
things? Or
I have
taking
in the
summer
past
off?
a lot. Just ran like a summer school program. I've run this like middle school. We called it Bridge program, basically for eighth graders moving into ninth grade. And I'm just taking a break from that. This year was just really stressful. And
Yeah.
Devin and I are just going to take the summer off. We have some professional development to do over the summer. We both have about a week of professional development work
does that
to
mean?
do. Just like training on specific teacher stuff, like whether it's reading strategies or I'm kind of running this culturally responsive teaching group. So we're meeting.
You have to go in.
No,
to
we're
the
just
school?
we're just zooming.
Oh, that's cool.
And there's like modules to do. So it's just kind of trying to make you a better teacher over the summer a little bit. So it's not like, we're sitting around sort of thing.
Sure.
And so we're doing that, but I'm not going into teach or do anything like extensive, which is nice. So, cause last summer was kind of, I don't want to say robbed from us because it was, we were in a pandemic, but we didn't get to take Jack to the park or to take Jack to the
Yeah.
zoo and take, we want to take
Right.
our son fun places this year.
Cool
So
thing I think
we're gonna
is
be doing that.
he's a little older now to where I think he'll enjoy it more.
He's having.
Right.
We just went to the park today in the rain. We went last week. We've gone to the zoo a couple times. He's just having so much
yeah,
fun. And
he
it's
can walk
just-
around, he can interact.
Yeah, it's just we're gonna enjoy him this summer and not worry about work too much. So I'm really excited about that. Natalie and I just finished watching a show.
Oh yeah.
What was it?
We watched a show called Cruel Summer.
Yeah.
It's a cruel
And
summer. They don't use
it
that
was
song?
on
No.
It was on.
Missed
What was it on?
opportunity.
Like Family
Freeform?
Freeform.
What is that?
I think that used to be ABC Family.
I
and
think-
now
Oh, it's a
was-
channel.
It's a channel,
Oh.
right? Was it used to be ABC Family or no?
Freeform?
I don't know. I just watch it on Hulu.
I just watched it on Hulu. So it was on Hulu. but-
Freeform. That's not the one that Schitt's Creek was on, right?
No, that was FX, I thought.
No, it was
Looking
on
it
some
up.
like Canadian channel.
Freeform.
BBC. So,
Called
CBC.
Schitt's Creek.
SCHI.
Creeka.
Schitt's
Schitt's Creek.
Creek.
Schitt's Creek. Season 1 through 6. Free to watch on CW Seed.
Oh.
Wait,
That's
Schitt's Creek.
gross.
Freeform.
Yeah, Freeform.
Oh, okay, it was on Freeform.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
so I guess they use their Schitt's Creek money to make this show. I thought it was fine.
I think
What did you
Jessica
think of it?
Biel is like the
Yeah, and she
creator of
wrote.
it.
She was part of the show called The Sinner on USA, which
Yeah.
I liked.
Wait, was Jessica Biel in the...
No,
No,
she's just like
the writer,
Oh.
the
producer,
producer
director.
of it. Yeah,
Is she still married to J. Tim?
yeah.
I think so.
They just
Really?
had a baby like last year during the pandemic.
No
I want to hang out with them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
She just want to hang out
Just
with
write
them.
some
I
music.
just listened to her on a podcast. She sounds
The
cool.
Gamecasters.
Really? Yeah. Which we should have her on.
Yeah, let's see. Let's reach
Why
out.
wouldn't she come on?
Hey, Jessica, why don't you
Hey,
give us
I
a call
heard
and
you
see?
write the show.
But I thought the show was fine. I thought the acting and the actors were just pitiful.
I thought the story was good. It was a clever way to present the story and lots of twists and stuff. But I agree, like
The acting was bad?
like
Yeah,
they were like younger girls and like I don't know.
I'm not good enough to know the difference between like the writing being poor or the act. You know what I mean? But I felt like some of
Yeah.
these teenagers would say something, and I'm like, that's just
No.
it's like corny or over.
Yeah,
It's
you wouldn't
goofy,
say
and I'm
that.
like, okay,
I
well
feel
that's
like
weird.
one of
but
the main girls, Jeanette, she was not that good, and
No,
then
she
her
was a
friend Mallory
bad-
was not that good.
do you know who Mallory is? That's Kevin Smith's daughter.
It
Really?
is?
Yeah,
Mallory Smith?
Harley Quinn Smith is her name,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
yeah, it's Kevin
She's
Smith's
an
daughter.
Interesting.
They were not great at
Does she wear a
acting.
suit coat every all the time?
No,
And a
but
backwards
she
hat?
was. You
She
would look at
was-
her and be like, all right, yeah, that's
That's
Kevin
now that
Smith.
you say that, I can
Yes.
kind of see it.
Really?
Yeah.
But the show, I think it was probably, again, it should be like 6 episodes and done.
Wow.
It went a little long, but the story was entertaining. Like I just wanted to
Right.
know what happened. Like I
was-
just wanted to sit down and watch 10 of them in a row and be done with it.
Yeah.
But instead we got caught in this weekly cycle and like, oh my God, I gotta wait.
Yeah,
It was
I gotta wait.
It was basically about this girl who, went missing. This high
the
school
summer?
girl.
Yeah, high school girl.
Yeah, I guess. I don't remember
she was in high
when
school.
she went missing. No, he said in the summer.
I said in this.
Oh,
I don't remember.
he's in high school.
No, I was like in the summer. She was like,
It's basically so like it's about this girl who went missing
gone for a long time.
and then she like is found, you know, she was like held in somebody's basement and she like blamed this other girl for
luring her there.
She said
That she
she
could've
thinks the
saved
other
her
girl
kind of
like
thing.
could
Yeah,
have
it was-
saved her, the way they did it was like each episode was there was like it was one day in 1993, 94, and 95. You know, so it shows like the progression of the story and
so
how
she's locked in the basement for 3 years.
no.
No, it's
she
like
gets
this
out.
is like
It's like
the first summer's like
year
introducing
is,
characters.
like-
The middle one she's gone. The
I
last one
see.
she's back.
Yeah.
So it kind of like
Right.
it jumps back and
or
forth.
it's even
Okay.
like the middle one's like
Ishbash
she's
Bosch.
back and then the last one like there's all these lawsuits going on and stuff and
It's pretty good. If
It's-
you want to waste
it's
your
More
time.
action than
interesting.
some lawsuits. That's cool.
If you wanna waste your time, go for it.
I want to waste some
Yeah,
time.
like, it's not
I
the
got-
best
I got too much
show.
time on my hands. What
Yeah.
should I do?
yeah.
What should I do?
We
Waste
also
my time
just
watching TV.
watched the finale of Handmaid's Tale. So now all my shows that I've been
finale.
watching,
I haven't watched yet.
It's a good- it's
we
good.
started. We're now 2 or 3 in to the
yeah,
current
it was a pretty
season.
good season.
There's
I
some.
think.
I would say this. I think it might be my least favorite season. However,
Really?
there's some moments in it that are like
Satisfying.
incredible.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of like a slow season with
I feel like you were less
incredible moments.
angry this season than any other
Yeah,
season.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm not happy unless I want to murder Serena.
Yeah, I guess.
She's the worst.
She's the
a
real
monster.
villain in my opinion in the entire.
Yeah, I
not just
agree.
the show, every show and every
She's
movie.
just
She could
a
be. She's
horrible
the apex.
person.
She's the worst. She's
Yeah.
one of my least favorite characters.
In anything.
People in
Yeah.
anything I've ever watched.
Which is a
Yeah.
testament
Her
to
and Sherry Palmer.
And it's hard because she's really hot. And typically I sympathize with the hot characters, but I hate
Not
her.
this one.
No, I hate her. I mean, I
Yeah.
would. But I hate her. We're also watching this great show, which I don't know if you've seen it or if you would like it.
So good.
Oh my God. That was Lexi. Okay. Jeff, listen. So let me tell
Uncle
you
Jeff.
how good this was.
It's called The Great Pottery Throwdown.
It's on HBO.
Okay.
Dude, it is so, all I want to do is throw pottery
making-
now.
Yeah,
That's all I want to
we're
do.
looking up pottery classes because we're like obsessed with
I'm like,
it. It's so
if you look at
fun.
my Amazon cart, there's like 2 throwing wheels in there and
Right.
some clay.
Well, like, remember we
Is a
watched
throwing
that?
wheel just like the wheel that
Yeah.
spins
Yeah.
on?
It's the
wheel,
It's called
yeah.
a throwing. It's not. They're not throwing.
It's called
No,
throwing.
so they call it throwing because
You throw it on the thing.
you throw it down on it to like get the clay.
So
to,
again,
like,
this is
stick
just
to
going
it.
back. You gotta make a ghost comment, right? This is like
Exactly,
the goat. All right,
exactly.
so-
Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Right. But
right.
remember
Those things
when
are
we
expensive.
watched?
You know what?
Yeah.
It wasn't that. I found the
Really?
one I found was like $20.
Oh.
It's probably a piece of shit.
You know who you should talk to
Probably.
is you should talk to Casey Shelton.
Does she? I thought she just did glass blowing.
No, she does pottery as well.
Remember we watched that glass blowing show,
Yes.
and then we wanted to do glass blowing.
Yeah.
It's the kind of the same thing.
So now
It's
you're
like
all about pottery.
fascinating. You know how
It's-
and I'm like, I
They're all
wonder
British
how
too, and
hard
it's so
that
funny
is.
hearing their accents.
Yes,
Oh
all
my
we're
I think it's
doing-
really, really difficult to do.
do a
that.
British accent?
No, yeah. No,
Yeah.
to do pottery,
It
even like a
looks
bowl
difficult.
is hard. Like
It looks so
But these people,
hard.
I think, make it look so easy.
Yeah,
probably, I'm
it
assuming,
is
right?
so hard.
Okay, so they don't always just throw on the wheel. Sometimes the challenges have them like hand sculpt. These motherfuckers.
Oh my gosh. They'll
There's
make
like a
an
room full
animal.
of Ben Kennards who just
Yeah.
like they do nothing, and it's like the most beautiful
Yeah.
thing you've ever
Right,
seen in your
like,
life.
there's like
Oh,
a
I just got
perfect
lucky. I
elephant
just
right
spent
there.
5 minutes
Like,
on
Isn't there
it.
there's some things where I will watch people, I'm like, I'm not good. I'm not that good at anything that they are at pottery.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
This
That
one lady's like, I'm
sounds
gonna make a sheep today, and we're like, what?
It's
And she just puts it together. It looks
incredible.
perfect.
Yeah.
It actually bows, and you can shear it. No. But it's like it's.
But then,
Like a
yeah, it's
so
British.
cute.
So we like are constantly like talking with British accents.
well, Ryan already he doesn't need much to do that
Yeah,
anyway.
he's doing
so-
it now. She was in the
Uh-oh.
kitchen the other day, and she was like, "Gonna make some fish tonight. Gonna get
No, I
that
don't talk
cod
like
out
that.
of the fridge." And,
I talk more like a girl.
Sorry, Jim.
it was Gonna make some cod tonight. Gonna put it.
I was
on
like,
the stove.
"Hello, Cameron," and he was just like, "What's wrong with Natalie?"
Natalie's broken. I'm calling the doctor.
Yeah, something's wrong with her.
Oh,
We need to fix her.
Oh my gosh, but it's on HBO, and I don't know what the
HBO Max.
HBO Max.
whatever. I'll check it out.
But I don't think
It's
that's where
good.
it was originally on. I don't know what
Yes,
channel
probably
it's
BBC.
on. Yeah, but they showed a full-on
A penis.
Whoa,
And breasts.
A clay penis? Or
No,
like
a real
No,
human
there's like
penis.
a humans like
Devin will want to watch
posing.
it.
They were posing, and they were supposed to sculpt them.
Yeah,
and
they're
they just
like
showed
long,
him.
Well,
It was an
HBO.
like,
emasculating
whoa.
episode because it was a giganto
Max.
dong. Yeah,
That's it. So that's why you subscribe.
HBO Magnum.
I think they even said "fuck" too. That girl's like, "Ow, fuck," and she
Ow,
like cut her
fuck.
arm.
That's the right bit there, bish bash bosh. It's really
It's
good.
actually really interesting. Everybody has like different accents because like there's this one guy who's from
Straight from Sussex, he is.
No, I don't
Florida.
remember. He's from some like Caribbean island, and then he moved there, so he's got kind of this like island British accent. And then there's like some people from like some Asian countries, and they've got like kind of an Asian British accent.
That's weird.
And then
That's
there's like
the
an
weirdest
Irish accent, and it's like interesting. I was like, they're all kind of a little bit different
Yeah.
sounding.
It's cool. It's a cool
is cool.
show.
All right.
You should watch it, if not just for the accents alone.
Pottery Throwdown.
Yes.
The Great Pottery.
The Great
Throwdown.
Pottery Throwdown.
There's
We never remember the name of
Pottery
the
Throwdown.
show. Every day we're just like, gonna watch that pottery show. We're into the third season. At the end of the third season, we're like,
pottery.
gonna watch that pottery show tonight.
Yeah.
It's really good. We binged it even while we were on vacation. We were just watching it. We brought a
Yeah,
fire
we brought a
stick.
fire
Nice. Yeah,
stick.
that's
And then
an
in
You don't
Airbnb,
never
I do
know
that too.
What
Yeah, you just-
Airbnbs might have.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Great Pottery Throwdown.
Yeah.
That's right, bish bash bosh. Jeff, have you been playing any games there, fella?
Yeah,
Yep,
Jeff.
yep.
What have you been playing, mate?
I've been playing games. Let me tell you some games I've been
Right.
playing before I tell you some games I've been playing.
Ooh, okay.
Played Arnak again.
What'd
So
you
I've
think?
now played Arnak 3 times. I've played it twice 2-player with Devin and
3
I and
times
Joe
as
and
many
I,
times.
and then I played it 4-player at game night. I picked it at game night. We played Arnak and watched the Goonies because we were going to watch Indiana Jones, but I didn't want to pay $10.
Wait, at game night,
Yeah.
you had the Goonies
I
on?
hosted. Yeah.
Oh,
Goonies
nice.
on because I was gonna put Indiana Jones on, but I don't have the DVD player down there, and I wasn't gonna pay $10 for it. So
Nice.
Goonies was
Goonies
a close,
is good.
Yep.
a close
It's a good
substitute.
That's a good one.
And we played at 4, and it has a really different feel, and I
bet.
liked the way that it felt because there's that research track you're trying to go up
Yep.
Yeah.
on the right side.
Yeah, I
of the
feel
board.
there'd be a lot of competition there.
There's competition that I only got one of those tokens that was like first to the spot.
The book.
So there's a race for that a little more. The spaces, the sites that you uncover kind of open up faster.
Sure.
Because if there's only 2, you might discover one a turn,
Yeah.
but with 4 people, you're going to get these really cool sites that you can go to really early in the game. So that allows you to get more resources
Yeah, more
faster,
stuff.
which I
Yeah.
liked. And it was a very cool feel. It might have it was probably 2 hours. But like Dave and Bill hadn't played before, so it would probably go down.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's
Did
still
Dave
really
like it?
good.
Because it's got deck building.
Dave
in
really
it,
liked
so
it.
I feel like he would.
Yeah, we talked yesterday about he always kind of judges it, and we've said this before too. When after you play a game, if you go on BGG or you start like looking things up about the game, I think that's always a sense of like
Yeah,
you either
I must
really
like
liked
it.
it, or
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he did
It had
that, and
some
he really
impression.
liked it. I'm recommending this game to just a lot of people. I think a lot of people it would just work with a lot of type of gamers, right? All gamers I think could get
This
into this
has
game.
the potential to be a Gamecasters essential.
It could.
It has essential potential.
It's too new right now.
It's too new.
It's
but-
too new. That's why I said
We need more,
potential.
yeah.
It has essential
to be-
potential.
I played Trajan again with Devin.
The Trajan horse.
Trajan, that game just is one of my
Trajan,
favorites.
man.
Obviously, we played Mangrovia again. If you
Yeah.
remember, Mangrovia is a really solid
The first game by the designers of the
Magnificent.
Magnificent and Capital Lux 2.
Ooh. And Devin and I jumped into the newest set of the Chronicles of Crime.
1900,
So 1900 just came out. We haven't done 1400 yet. So there was a 14, 19, and 2400
Yeah.
that all came out with a Kickstarter. So you got the materials for it. 1400 was released right away. 1900 just came out on the app. So we just started 1400,
Oh,
which
I
is kind
see.
of cool. So
So you got the physical stuff at the same time.
yes, you got all the physical stuff. Yes,
Started with
the
the
app
oldest.
is
coming out.
Yep. So the 1400 was out when the Kickstarter shipped. 1900 was out probably maybe a week or so ago.
Does it do anything different, or is it?
It's similar, but you kind of shift like the things that help you. Okay, so in 1400 you actually have a little dog that can like sniff scents and tell you like you can have it sniff an item and it can tell it like runs to the person that it smells
Okay,
like.
'cause
You know
there's
what I mean?
probably
Oh,
not
that's cool.
technology back
yeah, so there's
then.
instead of like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to do background search on this
Fingerprint
person,
check
you can't do
or
you can't do
something,
that
yeah.
kind of stuff.
Go
in
sniff his
1400.
balls.
Yeah, so you have Percival, your dog, go sniff people's balls.
smell like heroin,
Smells
mate.
his toothbrush.
It smells like this.
And
Come
then
over here.
find him.
So, yeah, there's a little bit of mixing, and that was kind of cool. There's also the addition of like these vision cards, sort of. So you were introduced. I don't know if you're like some
Psychic.
who knows psychic sort of, but you essentially have this dream about the crime, and you get like a couple pictures that
So you're like
sort
a
of kind of come
paranormal
together.
detective?
Ooh, maybe from Lucky Duck Games.
Yeah.
And so you get like these pictures that make sense as you play throughout the game. You're like, oh, this is this guy, or this is that, So that's kind of neat. So they added a little bit. 1900's got to add something. I don't know what. And 2400, I'm really excited for because it's like the future.
Future.
They can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever they want.
So we've been jumping into some things, but I want to talk about Hot Game.
Ooh,
This game
Try
is
picking it up and it
hot.
just burned me.
It has just been shipped out to Kickstarter backers have gotten them. If you've done pre-orders, you're probably getting them soon. Sam from the McMeeples just said that his game just shipped him. He got all the expansions before.
I want all this stuff.
And then he
Mr.
got,
Measles did too.
Yeah, so he just got the base game. This game is called Destinies. Destinies.
We have that.
Destinies.
This is the newest game from Lucky Duck, which we just talked about Lucky Duck with Chronicles.
Wow,
We can't get off of this Lucky
interesting.
Duck.
And what's so
Lucky
cool
Duck.
about Lucky Duck is I don't want to say everybody that works for them, but a lot of people that work for them have like this tech background. And they always seem to incorporate tech into their game in some sort of like technology. And it shows up in Chronicles of Crime with scanning these QR codes. And that sort of play happens in Destinies. They have a new game coming out in the near future that is going to have more like technology. So I think it's kind of cool that they're sort of...
Lucky Duck doesn't suck.
Yeah. And this game's called Destinies. And
This is a game.
Not to be confused with Star Wars Destiny.
Yeah, not Star Wars
Or
Destinies.
not to be confused with Space.
Space, or the game Space. Space. I got it. Move on. It's space. It's space. Move on. I said it. I said space. Man, I listened back to that and we did poorly.
Yeah, that was bad.
Well,
Jeff's like, I think you got like 2023, and I'm like 18.
Oh.
It was like 11 p.m. We normally do this at like 11 a.m.
Always an excuse for. Once it gets past 10:30, I just.
I'm just stuck. She's stuck. Something's wrong with Natalie.
Brain
She's
just
broken.
doesn't work quite.
Cameron, what's wrong with Natalie? We don't know. She's stuck. You got to push the reset button. You got to defrag the hard drive.
Plug her back in.
All right, so let me talk about Destinies. Destinies is a competitive, story-driven adventure exploration game.
Like it.
Weird player count from 1 to 3.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, that is
So I
weird.
didn't know that at first, right? So I am unboxing because I have a copy of this too, and I unboxed it, and I'm like, they only gave me 3 player boards. No, I was like, oh man.
Yeah. So it plays 1 to 3. I'm not sure how the play testing went. If 4 take too long, did it mess with the story, the event? I don't know. But 1 to 3.
There are not many games that are just for 3 players.
Yeah, so that's odd. But 1 to 3, it's set into like this medieval sort of fantasy world, which is kind of cool. The expansions are set in different worlds. What the sea and sand is, I'm assuming not medieval, but anyway, it's set in a different world.
Oh, I want those now.
I know.
God.
Especially after playing this, I want
Are they
them.
they're coming retail, right?
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah, I think
it?
Sam McMeeple got his not from the Kickstarter.
Oh, so
I
you
believe he
can buy
ordered it.
those
I
now?
think so.
Oh, okay. Probably direct from
What
Lucky
is
Duck
it,
then.
expansion?
Yeah, there's
knows?
like a couple expansions. So Mr. Measles sent me a picture when his, Kickstarter arrived, and there's a ton of shit. Right.
You didn't get yours on Kickstarter?
No. I missed it on Kickstarter, of course. And then as people started to get it, I was like, oh, why didn't I back that?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
boom, nailed it. Anyway, so continue.
So the way the game starts is you open up the app on your phone and you pick the scenario that you want to play. And the app really tells you what to do. It says pick your character, set your character's dial or set your character's traits to this and take a coin and move these. And it basically sets your player area up for you. And then you start by selecting your destiny. So on the back of your character card is one of 2 destinies. And you pick that privately. And each destiny has like a QR code next to it, so it's separate when you're playing. And you choose it and you put it just face down in front of you. You can look at it whenever you want. And that's basically what you have to do in this adventure.
Right, to win, yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything from any of the scenarios, but it could be like, all right, you need to collect something and bring it over here, right? So that's like your destiny. And as you interact with this dungeon crawly sort of board, right? So you start with one tile face up. The app tells you this is what's on the tile. It might be a person or a place or some interaction point. And then you can move. And as you move, you flip over these tiles, and then it tells you what tiles are around that one. And you're sort of dungeon crawling around this map, interacting with the landscape, the people, all trying to fulfill this destiny. And it utilizes these QR codes in a similar way to Chronicles of Crime, but different. So everything that you have, all these items that you get, you can interact with the environment differently. So let's say I'm going hunting and I want to hunt something and I happen to have a bow and arrow. As I hunt them, I can scan my bow and arrow card, and that then gives me maybe better successes or more successes as I'm fighting that thing.
Yep.
And what's also very cool is the more you scan, if you scan different things, or if you tell the app that you have things, the world around you changes, the interactions that you might have change. If you do something to someone, maybe you steal money from someone, the next interaction might be different with the next person.
Yep.
You couldn't steal money from that person over and over and over and over again. Or that person might have communications with somebody, and then you walk in there, and that's then now a different interaction. So I think that's very, very awesome in how they're...
It's very video gamey.
Yes, it felt like a video game. When I was playing, I felt like I was just playing this RPG
that you get to touch.
video game that I get to physically move and interact with and like flip over the tiles. And it was just so...
Flip a tile.
It was a different experience than I've really ever had with any board game. Like video games, I've had that, but not with this board game. So in most of these types of... these games, you always have to roll dice to like test traits, right? That always comes in with Cthulhu Death May Die or Mansions of Madness where you're testing things, right? But what's really cool about these tracks is there's 3 different tracks. I don't know what they're, strength, wisdom, and something else, right? Blue, green, and red. And on each of those tracks, you have this little marker on the tracks go up to 12, and you have different markers that are on this track. So let's say I have a marker on the strength track that's at 4, I have one at 7, and 10, and 11. Okay, so now it tells me to roll dice to test my strength. And now as I roll dice, if I roll a 11 and I have 3 of those cubes that are lower than 11, that's how many successes that I have. And what's cool is as you explore, the game will tell you to shift those. And you'll want to like, okay, well, I know I need to hunt something or I know I need to interact with people. So now I can shift my traits down, so now I have more successes as I roll dice.
This is the coolest way to do tests.
Yeah, it seems...
I love that
It was just so unique, and I was like, cool how easy? Because they could just do what other things do. Yeah, add more dice.
Mansions of Madness is just, you get a card, right, with your player on it, and it just tells you your stats. So that whatever stat it has you check, you roll that many dice in whatever, which is cool. It's fine, but this is so much more they make a game out of making your stats better.
Yeah, and
so again, it's more so like an RPG video game in that way.
Yeah, and again, with more interactions, my first strength cube might go from 4 to 5, and now I need to roll a 5 to even get 1 success. You know, and it was just so fun managing that. And through different interactions, you can get these tokens, and these tokens allow you to move things back, and you can save them for later. It was just a great way, like Ryan, like you said, to just make a game out of something that most games don't do anything with. Yeah. Add a dice. Plus 1 success, blah, 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 like that kind of stuff where it's just like, well, I don't even need to roll this time. But it created a cool game. So you basically are just continuing, and I don't want to spoil like how a lot of the stuff in the game, but you're basically continuing exploring, interacting until someone completes their destiny, and then the game is over. So it's competitive. It seems like some of these games that have these, again, Cthulhu Death May Die, these are cooperative, but this is a competitive game where you're trying to be the first one. But as you play competitively, you're learning things about the environment. Yeah. So some interactions are public. As you read what's going on, you're like, okay, I know that I need to go to visit the blacksmith. I know he's not over there. Now I know that my turn, I can go that way. So you're sort of, I don't want to say working cooperatively, but you're just learning things cooperatively. Yeah,
it's like you're going through discovering things together.
Yeah.
It's just you have different objectives.
Yeah.
So that's
you
cool...
played it solo.
I played it by myself, and I freaking loved it.
How did it work, though, if you're not competing against like another person?
So there's like basically like a round timer. So if you play by yourself, the more you go through it, there's like days. So when the days tick down, and if you don't complete your,
so you have to complete your mission in a certain time
yeah.
period instead of before somebody else.
Yeah, and what's cool is the closer you get, like I started and there was like 7 days, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to do this in 7 turns. Yeah. And I'm looking at this, but when I got something, it was like, oh, this thing happened, and now you have a little more time to do it. So it kind of like added time. I was like, okay, I can do this now. And it had that tenseness of like, oh my God, I need to do something important toward my destiny to give me more time. And it was, again, I don't play games solo. That's not like something I look to do. Like I don't buy games to play solo. I don't go, is this a great solo game? I don't do that.
Yeah.
I get it. If you do that, it's awesome.
Yeah,
get it.
Cool. He understands.
But
the man knows.
I don't do that. And I was excited to play this solo because it felt like a video game to me, and I was like into it. I played it for like an hour and a half, and I was just like, I had like the TV on in the background, and I couldn't even tell you what I was watching because I was so just like engulfed in what was going on that it was just so fun. I wanted to like fulfill my destiny.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to do what I was supposed to do, not just because this is how I win, but because like this is what I need to do.
This is my destiny. I have to fulfill my destiny.
And it's not, I know that there's a couple of things that I think people might have thought it to be a different game when it first came out. This is not Mansions of Madness. This is not Cthulhu Death May Die. This is an RPG. This is about storytelling and exploring this world that you've kind of created. It's not, think of it, and then it's not, let's go fight this monster. It's not that game. you have to pay attention to some of the stories, right? You have to read through the app and go, okay, this person said something about what's east of the forest. So now I need to pay attention. So that there's a lot of that. It's not just, hey, here's this monster over here, let's fight it, which I love that. Don't get me wrong. I thought the app was great. There's cool music in the background. So if you're playing solo, you don't feel by yourself and alone. There's like no like spelling errors really, or glitches or nothing, like just
clean.
Stopped working. Yeah. As I scanned things, it knew what I was scanning. The QR code scanner worked really well, just like in Chronicles of Crime. And like I said, the story was, at least the story for the first one was just engaging. I loved the twist on the dice rolling. I thought that was like fun for me to try to figure out, all right, I'm about to go interact with this person. I know I need to have wisdom or whatever, chit chat. And I need to have that. Now how do I spend this token to move these traits down so that I can roll more successes? And I thought that was just so fun. I'm like excited to play it again. I'm going to try to get Joe and Dave to play it, or just Dave, because I think he'd really like it too.
I'm surprised Joe hasn't bought it yet. He'll play it once and buy it.
Yeah. And so maybe that's, I can play, I think I can play the first one again. If not, we can just jump right in the second one.
You can do a different character.
Not a big deal. Yeah. Because I could do a different character and do something completely different.
Yeah.
I know like maybe what the interactions would be for the priest or something. Or I might know, that the forest is over here, but I don't know if that's going to give me a huge advantage.
Right. Because that might not matter if you play a different character.
Yeah. Or
it's more about experiencing the story than it is gaming the game.
Yeah. So tell me about what your experience is.
I have some thoughts on this that I would love to share.
All right.
First of all, personally, I found I don't want to say synonyms, the similarities between Destinies and a couple of other games very high. And that's not to say that this is ripping anything off, because it's not. It's completely its own cool thing. However, I did feel like if you've played Mansions of Madness 2nd Edition, it's going to be very familiar territory with this game in terms of the app and how the app works, because it does everything that Mansions of Madness does for you. It's going to feel very similar. The map sets up not only the map for you, you're picking your characters, you're interacting with. It's got this cool music. It tells you the story through it. What I like about Destinies is there's a lot more recorded, read to you, where Mansions of Madness, it's just the very beginning and the very end, and everything else you have to read yourself. This one reads, there's a lot more speaking and voice acting, like Forgotten Waters, which I really enjoyed. But the app sets everything up for you. It tells you where the points are, because there's a lot of similarities to Mansions of Madness in, you're going through this mansion and you're trying to figure out what's happening, and there's all these little things you can go to test skills, and this game has that exactly. You go to these little spots, and then you go to the app to test that skill. And what I like better, pretty much all these games that I've played lately have improved upon Mansions of Madness, because Mansions of Madness was one of my favorite games ever. And Forgotten Waters has improved upon it, in my opinion. Destinies, I think, improves upon it, in my opinion, because it takes Mansions of Madness and it kind of fuses it together with Seventh Continent. So if you've played Seventh Continent, it's all about exploring this, new continent, right? And
the seventh one.
The seventh.
We have 7.
There are 7.
I thought there was 7.
Yeah, there are 7.
Maybe
people
a long
don't
time
really
ago
consider Antarctica to be the 7th continent.
But then, what are we exploring?
I don't know.
Dun, dun.
All I know is the game feels very similar. So Mansions of Madness had these huge chunky tiles, and they're beautiful. Seventh Continent has these just like square tiles, which Destinies has, which decreases the footprint by a ton.
Yeah.
Which also decreases the cost by a ton, which is a cool thing. But Destinies has this exact thing like Seventh Continent, which is so awesome. Which you're like explore. You can go to all these little spots, and you'll have this little story moment that'll tell you. There's like little side stories that you can go off on and go over here and do this stuff, or you can do your main quest. I love, Jeff hit on this already. We both actually kind of talked about it. I love the way you test skills in this game. That is the coolest thing.
Is. It's cool.
Again, it feels Mansions of Madness-y at first until you start getting into that part of it, where Mansions of Madness has, again, on your card, it just says, okay, you're testing strength. Strength has the number 4 for this character, so that means I roll 4 dice. However many successes I get is what I get. In this game, if you're testing strength, you're again looking at where those cubes are, and you roll dice, and then whatever number you get totaled on your dice, you look at the strength cubes. Where are my cubes at? Oh, I rolled a 7. I have a 4, a 5, a 9 and a 10, so I get 2 successes, right? That is so cool. And so me and Natalie played a 2-player game, sort of. And the first 2 tests Natalie went up against, she failed. And I could understand how that would be frustrating, right? Mm-hmm. But the cool thing is, she failed the tests, but you're not just like, okay, you failed and you take damage, like in a Mansions of Madness or something. In this game, you failed, but this happens because it's more like an RPG.
Yeah.
You know, like the story is what most important.
Yeah, you're not going to die. Like all of a sudden you die.
Yeah, it basically
but she got a
back.
handicap. She got to like move a cube down.
Well, I go back on the track, or I go back on the track.
Or you get like coins.
But then you also get coins, which lets you go up on the track if you choose to.
Or you can buy these awesome weapon cards and stuff. And Jeff mentioned this as well. What's really cool is when you're scanning the QR codes, and I'll get to what I think about the QR code thing in a second. When you're scanning those, it can just change what happens in the story, which is really awesome. The game remembers, right? Because it's got that tech element. So I really like that. I wish there was a cooperative. I know there's you can play it solo. I don't know if there's an official cooperative variant in the rulebook. I don't think I saw that. I do wish it was fully cooperative because I think this game would be so cool if we had still 2 Destinies, but we both had to fulfill them and we had to go off in separate spots and it wasn't competitive. I would really like that. One thing about the QR codes that I want, I don't know if, I know Lucky Duck are rabid listeners to our show. I would love it so much if you could somehow find a way to do QR code scanning without the QR code. Like, if you can disguise the QR code in some way. Because it's this really unsightly square. Yeah, and it takes me out of the experience. It's both in this and in Chronicles of Crime, where they're just, especially in Chronicles of Crime, they're just all over every single card. You get this beautiful artwork, and then there's this really ugly QR code, which is necessary. And this game has it too. Destinies has it too. Your Destiny cards got these 2 ugly QR. There's got to be a way. I mean, obviously there's not, or else they would have done it. But hopefully they could do it where they find a way to hide the QR code behind some artwork, so it could just look
still work
so. Yeah, so then it wouldn't take you out of the immersion as much. I love that part of it too, though. That of the game. I don't know. I really like it. I'm very excited to play this one more. If Natalie doesn't end up liking it, I'm excited to play it solo. This game lends itself to solo play. I really enjoyed it.
Natalie,
I think it's a great game.
Let's hear what you think.
Well,
this is going to be different than us, Jeff.
We didn't get that far into the game.
Why?
Why? I wonder what happened.
Okay, so I will start off saying that I didn't really know what this game was all about. And so I didn't have really any expectations, or I had expectations that weren't correct about what this game was about. I think I thought it was more like a crime game.
Your destiny is to go to jail.
Mansions of Madness game.
Gotcha.
I know crime is very popular.
Crime is popular.
It's really popular. But
anyways, it's this search and explore type game, and the idea of it sounded cool, but my issue, and even I have this issue with Mansions of Madness, it's not my favorite thing when your turns are really arbitrary and I feel like I don't know what to do and everything I pick is just random. That's how this game started out feeling to me. I know Ryan said his Destiny, he had a plan, I'm going to get this and go here or whatever, but mine wasn't quite that straightforward. And again, it probably would have, I probably could have gotten there and figured more stuff out if we continued to play, but at the beginning I just felt 100% random. I don't know, I'll go here, I don't know, I'll do this, and then I'd talk to this person, and then I'd fail something, explore. And I'm just okay, I'll do this, and then the same exact thing happened, and it's not even close to doing anything, giving me any information about my Destiny. And so I was kind of just ugh.
You know what it's like? It's like when I sit down to script, I sit down and I'm there's no direction.
Yeah,
I don't know
had
what
no
I'm
direction.
Doing. But then as you start to play it, I start to write it and I'm okay, now it's shaped into something I'm going to follow.
So that's the other part. So we stopped playing it, but now that I realize what kind of game it is and what we're actually trying to do, I want to give it another shot with a different mindset, because I don't like when things are just completely random and there's no direction. But now that I know that there will be, I just have to get there first. And on top of that, so like we didn't finish the first scenario, but so at the end, and I won't give anything away, but Ryan and I both like read our
I wanted to bring this
quests or destinies to each other. And after even just doing that, I was like, okay, that's really cool. Because there was a connection between the two. And I was like, if we would have kept playing and that would have came out like organically, that would have been like so awesome. And so that made me kind of want to give it another chance too, because I saw how cool the game could be.
Can I piggyback off that for 1 second? That might have taken the game from this is really sweet to oh my god for me. So there's a bunch of characters. How many characters are there, Jeff?
There's 3 for the first scenario, and then there's probably 20.
Okay, so there's about 20 total. Okay, so each
over the 5 scenarios, you get different characters.
Okay, so they say there's 3 for the first scenario that you can pick from. The story in the scenario, I don't know how to explain how cool this is. So in a game like Manchester Madness, you can pick one of these different characters, and you're just the character. You have your own background, and a lot of these games are like this, where you have your own background. Okay. Forgotten Waters is like this. Cthulhu Death May Die. I'm not sure. Anyway, you have your own background, right? And you can read it to everybody. And it's like, I have some backstory on what character you chose. And so you can kind of like role play this. But Destinies, the characters you pick, it's hardwired or baked into the story. Mm-hmm. Your background and everything is part of the story in the world that the other characters are also a part of. So again, without giving anything away, my background to the main storyline was like really in depth. Like I was like, wow, this is like I feel like my character has everything to do with what's happening in this story. And then you find out what Natalie's character is, and it's like, oh my gosh, hers is just as involved in the story, but it's different, right? From a different perspective.
Yeah.
And if you only knew what mine was, like if we could, what I mean? It would be, it's so cool. That's my favorite part about the game, I think, hands down, was when that happened.
Yeah. That is, I was like,
really, oh my
cool.
gosh, we're parts of this
because
big story.
How cool is it to not just say, all right, it's everybody's goal to go collect this.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
that's the warrior. And
you're creating different
grew up
goals
in this big bad planet. Yeah. It's like that's
you're
cool,
creating these different goals within this thing that are sort of tied together, and that people know you on the map, and that it's just it's cool.
Yeah, it's like you're watching a story unfold, and you just happen to be running one of the characters in it,
right?
Instead of I'm my own character. You're your own character. We have nothing to do with each other, nothing to do with the story, and we're going to play this.
Yeah. And my background doesn't really matter because I can just run around and do it anyway.
It's fun to know.
Yeah,
but this matters. Okay, I'm sorry.
Right, it does matter. No, I mean, that's pretty much it. I also agree. I think for me personally, if it was cooperative, that may have changed my feelings on it too. But again, I want to give it another shot with a different,
Yeah, I said we play
going
this as
into
our next
it
play.
with a different mindset and see what happens. And then I'll give a true feeling.
I think very much so. It's like, I think I'll play this game. I think I will care zero if I win.
Yeah. Well, that's why I wish it was cooperative.
I don't, the more I game, the less I care about winning as much, but I still if I lose at Zolkin, I care a little bit. I'm like, I didn't win,
Yeah.
But this, I would be like, man, what a cool adventure. Good job.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, it's Knizia, right? The goal is to win, but that's not what's important.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What's important is
right. Like, I don't care about winning. I wasn't really having fun because
your
I felt like
expectations
everything
were
was so random, and that I didn't realize what we were doing really. Like, I didn't realize
there is some randomness at the beginning.
He like taught me how to play, and I'm just like, okay, and I'm doing it, and I'm like, what am I doing here? But then after like talking about it more, like you said, you're supposed to explore to find stuff out.
At the beginning, you're not supposed to know really what you're doing.
That's not really what I thought this was. And so
give it another try. Report back. What you think?
Maybe we'll play it tonight.
Yes.
We might play it tonight, honestly.
Cool. I would
pick this as our next game.
Throw some stories up on Instagram.
Yeah,
you're playing.
Yeah, if we play, we'll do it. We'll date night dice it, maybe potentially. All right, we got to move here. So okay, do you have anything else, Jeff? You wanted to say about Destinies?
No, I would look into it. It's great.
Amazing game. Lucky Duck. Listen to me, Lucky Duck. If you're listening. Get with me, and if there's a way you could maybe hide those QR codes, I would love to know why you can't. That's my. If I had any nitpick about the game, That's it. It's only, and that's
I feel
just like
like
an
that is a
artwork
nitpick,
thing.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not even so much about the game. Last thing. We didn't even touch on this. The artwork is beautiful. The
beautiful.
miniatures.
Minis are great.
Holy
I don't know how many
hand
minis are in there, but
Tiny.
are there 40?
There's about 40 miniatures.
teeny tiny ones?
There's like, some of them are like smaller than a dime.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
height. And there's this one huge one. I cannot
so
freaking
cool.
wait to paint this sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome because when you open the box, it's just like right there.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. The experience of opening it gets you into it.
You know what would be cool? And I don't know if you would let us do this. If you bring over that big miniature, I'll paint mine. Natalie will paint yours. We'll make that like a paint
Oh,
night.
yeah.
there you go.
Would you be
that's a
cool
good
with-
idea.
that'd be cool.
Do you want your those minis painted?
Why not?
Cool. All right, so let's move on. All right, so we played a game, I know, shocker, called Capital Lux
What?
2. This is a card game sequel to the original game that came out in 2016 by the designers of The Magnificent, which all of us love around here. It's a very simple game. Essentially, you're trying to get the most points by the end of the third round, I think it is. You simply have a hand of cards numbered 1 to 6. You do a little draft at the beginning to get the cards, like a card draft kind of thing. And on your turn, you simply make a decision with one card. You take a card and you make a decision. The decision is, do I play it in front of me in my own tableau, which will score points at the end of the game or the round, or do I play it to the central board, the capital, to trigger a power? That's it. So that's the decisions you're making. There are 4 suits, right? Colors of cards. Each suit has its own power on the central capital board. So if I decide to play my yellow card to the central board, it gets placed in the yellow area and triggers the yellow power. At the end of each round, you evaluate the total value of cards in your tableau that are in front of you compared to the total value of cards on the central board. So let's say I have 10 total value of my yellow cards on my board, and there's 9 total value on the central board. So my number is higher than the central board number. All of those cards now in front of me have to go away. Mm-hmm. So if the number on your central board is higher than the number on the tableau, the capital, you have to get rid of them and discard them. If it's equal to or lower, you keep them. And why do you want to keep them? Because they are like the main way to score points. So getting rid of them is terrible news. It can be really, really badly. All cards will stay where they are at the end of the round. So if the cards stayed there, they still. So you don't like reset anything. Everything just stays where it is. And at the end of the game, you total up these cards as well as the numbers in your home base, and that's your total score. Although at the end of the round, so like say I had my yellow cards, my blue cards, and my green cards, and Natalie had yellow, blue, and green. We compare our totals. So I had, what did I have, 11 in my example? Let's say I have 9.
10.
Or else I have 10. And Natalie has 11. She has a higher total than me. So she gets to keep the highest numbered card in the yellow area of the capital and overturn it, and that's points for her. Right. And you evaluate each color. Okay. And you do that for 3 rounds, and at the end, you total up points, and the winner is the winner.
Yeah.
Winner is the player with the highest.
But even doing that, like, reduces the maximum
Of the middle of the capital.
Yeah,
of
that
the
you
capital.
can have.
So
So then during the next round, you have to
gotta
build it
put more
back
in there,
up.
or else you're
you
gonna lose your
clearly
cards
have,
in the-
you might, not clearly, but you might have more than the max.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a very simple and very quick playing game. Things I like. The cool part about this game is the decision of where to place your cards. Do I put it in my home base to score points, or to the central board to both bolster my home board by increasing the total as well as getting that power? The powers are things like draw a card, get a coin, add or subtract a certain number of the total of that color, things like that. That decision point is probably the best part of the game, in my opinion. Is you have a hand of cards and you're like, okay, what do I do here? I see Natalie's got that. Crap, I need to play it here, but I don't want to do that power. I want to put this card in front of me to get points, but if I put it here, then it's way over the total in the capital.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
So that part was cool. Things I didn't like. You really have to pay attention to what the other players are doing, and it can feel a bit mean at times as you make a move at the last moment that pushes your opponent over the limit, meaning they have to remove all the cards in that row. That sucks. It's also a card game,
them.
so there's lots of randomness. Yeah, see, I
know.
like. Yeah, right.
No,
it does
I
suck
get
for
what
them,
you're
but yeah, it's also a card game, so there's a lot of randomness and situations present themselves where, well, at least in a 2-player game, I see the cards I have left in my hand, and I see what's already out there on the board. And you just know you can't do anything. Mm-hmm. That's happened. That happened 2 or 3 times where I got 2 cards in my hand and I'm like, these are just, I have 2
They're not
ones.
gonna help you.
They're not going
Yeah.
to do anything for me. I can't screw her, I can't help myself, so I'm just out. And that was kind of the worst part. When you just know you've lost, but you have to keep playing. One of my favorite things in games is you don't know who's winning until the end when you total points up. You know, it's a bummer to me when there's like 2 turns left in any game, and you're like, all right, well, I can see right there, Jeff has 60 points. I have 30. He's still playing, so he's going to get more.
No way to catch up.
I can't catch up. I hate that. But I like in a game like, we'll just throw out Small World, where whenever you take points, you hide them. So you could like technically track, I guess, but you hide them. And so you really, and everyone kind of does similar stuff. So you don't know until the very end. And that's exciting, and I like that, and it keeps you engaged. Well, this game had problems in that area. It's very quick playing, so it's probably a little easier, but it's very frustrating when that happens. It's a bad feeling. There is a draft at the beginning of each round, and so that can help alleviate what cards you have in your hand a bit, but I still found multiple times that would happen, and there was nothing you could do to stop it. Overall, I found the game good, not great. It's got some really cool ideas. The combination of powers is cool, as that can really alter the game, but I'm not sure that there's enough there to keep players interested for that long. I had a rough play because of everything I play seems to just be going rough lately. But now, a week or so removed from the play, I still feel the same way, which tells me it wasn't just based on my negative emotions there, right? A lot of times I'll play a game and I'll be like, fuck. And then like a couple days later, I'm like, I want to play that again.
Yeah.
I was just in a terrible mood. The game was cool. I want to play the game again. This, I don't totally feel that way. I felt like, okay, well, that was annoying. That's kind of fun. Okay. Like, I get it. It's just, it's, you know, it's just a light strategy game. It's just a light strategy game. Okay. But it's got a bunch of powers. So that's the main difference between Capital Lux and Capital Lux 2. Capital Lux.
Have you played Capital Lux?
No, I never played Capital Lux, but essentially we did, because the vanilla way to play Capital Lux 2 is you're playing Capital Lux 1. And then there's a bunch of different powers
this isn't
you can
like,
mix and match.
This isn't like Capital Lux, the card game. This is like a re-implementation of Capital Lux, where they were like, let's make this game a little better.
Yes.
So Capital Lux is just the game without any ability.
No,
like
the
powers?
ability. I think and I don't know this. A listener can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Capital Lux 1. You know how we had all those different powers?
Yeah.
I believe there's only one set of powers printed onto the main board.
And these you could like randomize
and that's
them.
the game. This one, it comes with a bunch of different ones, and you can mix and match. I think it says like 268 different power combinations, where the original game had one.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the one we played with was the Capital Lux 1 combination of powers.
Oh, okay.
Right, so we can mix and match however we like to get different things, but it's not going to totally change, you know, the tenor of the game. It had really cool artwork.
On the cards, there was like pictures of people, and we were like comparing them to celebrities.
That looks like Ben Affleck.
Yeah, we're like, that looks like Jennifer Lawrence. Let's call her Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer.
The
art was pretty cool for just glancing at it. See, like that the futuristic art came through.
It's almost like that cyberpunk kind of style. It was I thought that was really cool. The game was good. It wasn't a bad or poorly designed game, other than that instance. I'd have to play it more but I don't really want to. But I'd have to play it more to see if that happened more often, because it happened 2 out of the 3 rounds where one of us was like, okay, I can't do anything. The cards I got, I just can't do anything. It wasn't like tense to the end. It was kind of like, okay, well, you got everything you needed to do everything you wanted, and I'm really struggling here. And it was just, what'd you think?
I think I liked it more than you did. Like you said, I like the decision making. I like planning out what you play in your hand, because you have to make a decision.
Yeah.
You know, do you play it in your tableau, or it can give you more points, but you have to balance that against what the maximum is, or maybe you need to raise the maximum of certain colors to like make sure that you don't lose cards in your tableau. But then, you know, the bad part of the game, like you said, also is the randomness. So like, maybe I need some pink stuff, but I only have blue in my hand left or whatever, and that's not going to help me, and like, now I'm kind of screwed kind of thing. I mean, there are some powers that, you know, could kind of help you in some of those situations, but not totally. Like, you know, you're kind of mostly stuck with what you have. Like one power too, and one of the other things that I didn't like about the game was that you can kind of screw the other player over. One of the powers that we played with was you can like randomly like pick up this disc, and it'll say like +2 or -2, and then you can put it over one of the main board like stacks, and the other player doesn't know what it is. So, if Ryan has
like the end of the round or whatever.
Yeah, so if like maximum is like 10 and
I have 10.
and Ryan has 10 and then I put a -2, but he doesn't know he just knows I put something there. He doesn't know if it's plus or minus or what, and we flip it over. I just screwed him over and he loses all that when he could have gained 10 points. You know what I mean?
No, that is a good play.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's something that neither of us enjoy because it's like, okay, well,
so I was like purposely like trying to like, when I would get those, I would be like, how do I help myself without screwing him
me too.
over?
I felt that way
I was
every
like,
time.
I don't want to like mess him up, but I'm not going to mess myself up.
But then I felt like that's the spirit of the game is to mess the other player.
Yeah,
You're like, haha, -4. And personally, that's just not something we enjoy.
Yeah.
It reminded me in that way of La Cité, La Lumière, Paris. Yeah. It reminded me of that, where it's like, okay, I feel like this is a cool thing, but the game is intending you to screw over the other player, and I just don't want to.
Right. But I mean, in general, I thought like you said, because it was like a shorter game.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the decision making of this game. I think I'd say it was like good plus, not great. But I also can't see us like playing this over and over again, but I definitely would play it again.
It had some really cool, like, it didn't feel like anything I'd played before.
Yeah, it was different.
I'll give it that credit, where it was not something. So I think there would be, if you like these kinds of games, like a quick playing card game that, you're in each other's faces and, you're utilizing different powers, which could lead to some very interesting plays.
Yeah. Right.
I think there's a spot in your collection for this, because it's not just like a reskinning of, oh no, this is basically just code names. You know what I mean? It's not like that. It's like,
yeah, you're right. It was a different
It's
game.
a very fresh take.
Yeah.
So if you want it, just reach out to Ryan and he'll sell it to you.
I will sell it to you or give it to you, maybe. Who knows how I'm feeling. So that was Capital Lux 2. Jeff, what else you got, man?
I got a game called Lions of Lydia.
Ooh.
You ever heard of it?
Lydia Waymeyer.
No.
Yeah. It's published by this company called Bellwether Games. So they sent it to me, which was cool.
Bellwether?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like Bell and then WETHER.
Bell.
And they sent it to me, and I got kind of excited because the return address was in Michigan, and I was like,
"Whoa, they're a Michigan company?"
I was like, and then I reached back out, and I'm like, "Hey, you're in Michigan, cool. Where are you at?" And talking about it, and he's like, "Yeah, it's just where we ship from."
Oh,
so they're not.
I'm like, awesome.
Yeah, but I thought that was cool. So they sent me this game. I believe it just got sent to Kickstarter as well, and it's everything's a Kickstarter now. But backers just got it, and the designer is this guy Johnny Pack, who I don't know if that name is familiar, but I think
it sounds like a really cool name.
It's a cool name, Johnny Pack. He doesn't make any of the PAX games.
Okay,
but no, it's like so his name. I think he's going to become more of a household name here pretty soon.
Really?
Coloma is his design.
Oh.
Sierra West is his design.
Oh, I do. Okay.
Merchants Cove is his design. So these Merchants Cove is also another huge game that I'm really interested in playing at some point.
They did Freshwater Fly and Coldwater Crown.
Okay. There you go.
Okay. That's cool. Looking up
all of those are like Coloma, Sierra West. What, fly fishing? What'd you just say?
Yeah.
They seem like they're outdoorsy.
Yeah, outdoorsy kind of stuff like that. Yeah.
So,
Freshwater Fly.
Yeah, so I think Johnny Pack might be making a name for himself. Because Merchant Cove has been a huge success. Cool Sierra West was huge at that Gen Con we went to. Mm-hmm. Coloma's a game I've always wanted to play.
Me too.
And I think this one, Lions of Lydia, kind of flew under the radar for him because of Merchant's Cove being so
Did they come out in the same year?
I think they're the same, because this is brand new and Merchant's Cove is very new as well. So Lions of Lydia is a bag building game, which really caught my attention to start with. Bag building is awesome. So bag building, resource management, engine building, because a game can't just be one thing anymore.
I'm looking up the pictures. This looks awesome.
It is beautiful. It's like, there are games that the theme of it is dark, so the art is dark, like, the Magnificent, which we talk about a lot, that artwork is just so cool. It fits it. This has such like a happy artwork color, but it's such an inviting look.
It reminds me of Crowns of Amara.
Yeah, it just has like this inviting, like bright reds and yellows, and just blues. Like this very cool look to it. And so it plays 2 to 4 in an hour tops, which is an awesome time for it to get to the table. So the main board that everyone's really looking at is like a small square, and in each corner there's a gate that's a different color. So you have your normal colors: red, green, blue, and yellow. And then the middle there's a fountain.
Okay.
On each side of the board, so the 4 sides of the board, there's a number of cards depending on the number of players, and you have your own player board that keeps track of your resources and also holds your cards. And then in your bag, you start with a yellow, blue, green, and red meeple. And on your turn, you reach into your bag. So you only have 4 meeples in your bag at any point in time. You reach into your bag and you pull out one of the meeples, and you place that meeple at any 4 of the gates or at the fountain in the middle. So wherever you put that meeple at a gate location, you get resources matching the color of the meeple that you placed, the gate, and all the other meeples that are there.
Okay.
So for example, if I pull out a red meeple and I put it at the yellow gate and there's 2 green meeples there, I get a red, a yellow, and 2 greens.
Oh, okay.
And then I just move them up on my tracks, and that's how you get resources to essentially do everything you want to do. If you place your meeple at the fountain, you get to purchase cards from any one side of the board. As many cards as you want from one side of the board, which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
You can also just like upgrade them right away. So you can buy them and then upgrade them. And the cards basically just help your engine go.
Why haven't
so
I
they
heard
give
of this
you,
game?
I know. And when I saw it, I was like, I want to play this game.
Yeah.
'Cause it just seems
really
so
cool.
cool. And so the cards have like powers, sort of, right? Get an extra resource when you place a green meeple, add a blue, whatever.
yeah.
Or get an extra one if you pull out a yellow meeple, whatever. So you get these kind of things. So you get this engine going. So every time as the game progresses, as you pull out meeples, now you check kind of the powers that you've had. All the cards you can spend money or resources to upgrade them, flip them over, and they become better. Now you get 2 resources, whatever.
I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Like little level up kind of things that you can do.
Just a little bit of bonuses, and they're different enough where, so at the end of your turn, you take a meeple from the fountain and you add it to your bag. So that's how you have 4.
Oh, I see.
And it's cool that like, okay, now I have a power that gets me more stuff if I have blue meeples. Now I'm gonna take my blue meeple from the middle and put it back in. So now I have 2 blue meeples to maybe pick out of the bag, right? So that was those are always cool decisions. So the resource tracks, as soon as you get up the highest on the resource track and you get to a 6 on the resource track, you get to upgrade one of your cards for free. You get to move up this other little separate track. That moving up this other track allows you to have more cards. So you can only start with like, I don't know, it's like 3 or 4 or 5 cards or something. And the farther you move up there, you can now have 6 cards and 7 cards and 8 cards and 9 cards. And that's really the only way that you win is you upgrade 8 cards, and that triggers the end of the game. You don't win automatically with 8 cards having flipped over, but you want to move up this one track. So that's moving up the resources all the way to the right. You get to then move up this other track.
That's at 6. That's like the max.
Yeah, you go to 6, then you max out, and then you get to bump this other little track up. And like I said,
where is the other little track? Is it on the main board?
It's on the bottom of the main board. So
I see.
It looks like a little pillar. There's a little pillar that slides along with it. And like I said, at the end of your turn, you take a meeple and you add it to your bag, and play just continues until a person has upgraded a certain amount of cards. Devin and I think it was 8. I'm assuming it maybe scales down with maybe it's 6 for more people. And
was it quick?
Yeah, Devin and I played, and I taught it to her, and we played in an hour.
Wow.
So the play was probably 45 minutes.
Wow.
It was awesome. Like I was like, it was moving.
Did you want it to go on longer?
No.
Or was it a good?
No, it was a good length because it wasn't heavy, and it was like, this is where it needs to be. It doesn't need to be a 2-hour game. Would have been miserable.
That's a good length
because you're just doing the same thing. You're like,
good girth.
It's a good girth.
How did it feel?
It felt good.
So you were full.
I was maximum capacity. Yuck.
Ew, maximum capacity.
Oh boy. So this game is good. This game is like, I would put it a better than good, not great, because it plays in an hour. You could play it with 4 people in an hour. I could teach you can play it in an hour.
Oh, so you don't think adding the play? Well, because it's bag building. So I guess you're doing it simultaneously.
Yeah, it pulls the cards down. It pulls the number of upgrades down.
Right.
And it just your turn can take 15 seconds. I put this red meeple at this red gate. I get 3 resources and I move on. When it gets like your turn might be 2 minutes when you buy cards. But you're already looking at the cards that you want to buy. And for how easy it was on like rule set, and I taught it to Devin in 5-10 minutes. It was like nothing. And it doesn't feel heavy when you're playing. There's still some good like decision spaces, which is what you kind of look for in a light, fast game, right? Okay. So I think when you make a light game, it just needs to be fast and fun. Or you need to make that lightweight game that has enough for a gamer to want to keep playing it.
Yeah.
So like I had lots of decisions of like, what cards do I want to buy? Like this card I really, really want, but do I want to waste my turn only buying 1 card from this side of the board? When those 2 cards are good, I can buy those 2, but they're not as good as this one. So I liked that move because then Devin could just buy like 5 on her turn from that side of the board. So, and I also thought that what meeple you took was also really important. There's also the ability when you place these gold meeples start coming out, and these gold meeples come out and they allow you to turn some of your resources into money. But you have to turn all of one color resource into money. So it's like, all right, do I get rid of 5 of my blue resources to get money? Because you use the money to buy the end game scoring cards, which is where you're going to get most of your points. And what cards do you upgrade? When do you upgrade? And what meeple you take? It was just like, there was a lot of fun decisions that weren't like the easiest. Well, of course I'm going to take this. Of course I'm going to do that one. I had decisions to make as I was playing.
Sure. Do you have the expansions?
Yeah, it comes with 8 like modules, so you can add stuff.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
We just played just the base
vanilla,
and it was good. So I think next time we might like throw 2 modules in there, and they're really easy. Some of them are just like, one of them you can take 1 resource from like a neighboring corner, or the other one there's like a different person that lets you buy from another side of the board. It just like changes the rules slightly, so they're not like huge expansions, but they're enough to, I think, change the game up to make it feel sort of fresh,
feel different, and not the same every time.
Yeah, like I said, it felt really smooth. Turns were very fast, which I enjoyed. I think it could fit in like gamers and nons collection. I could play it with people who don't play games, and they would, I think, pick up on it really well. I loved like the engine building and card comboing. That was kind of cool to try to look at the board and figure out what cards are the best for me to buy. So when I place this yellow meeple, I can get a shit ton of resources, right? And I asked Devin at the end, I'm like, what do you think about it? And she's like, I really liked it. I'm like, she said it was fast. She said she also like didn't need to think about her turn like so many turns in advance, that it was just kind of like an easygoing thing where she could pull out a meeple and then make a decision right then. That wasn't
good
like
tactics to strategy ratio.
Yeah, it's not gonna like, bog you down with rules and weight and have a lot of AP, but it's fun and the art is great.
Can I read a couple of Instagram Board Game Geek comments about this game?
You can.
Alienate, get it, huh?
Yeah.
Rates the game a 9.
Okay.
And says, to me, this is the Johnny Pack game with the highest FQ in parentheses fun quotient.
Oh, okay.
Of any of his I've played. The game is of superb quality. Can't wait to try some of the included expansion modules. So this person just played vanilla as well. This one from Jubbly. Also ranks at 9. Says, I've played this twice now, 2-player. The first time we didn't have a couple of the rules correct, so it played longer, but it still worked. I think it's genius. The randomness of the bag draw, the limited options, but there's still so much strategy that I'm already starting to see even in our second game.
Geez, Jubbly.
There's a fair amount of setup for a pretty quick game, even at 2 players. But then again, Seven Wonders Duel is the same, and I love that. And the last one, I figured I'd go just a little bit lower to see what some of the more mag would say. This is C Blazer. You rates it a 7. Actually, this is 7.5. This is still probably pretty good, but whatever. We're going to read it anyway. This is very much in the line of Splendor-style games. Theme is bland, mechanics are dry, but it's still fast, fun, and interesting to build a little engine. What I like about the bag building is that it makes for more tactical decisions than Splendor, which is more deterministic. In Lydia, you can't plan every turn in advance because you need to see what you draw, which makes this feel a little more casual and laid back. Still fun and easy to teach. Among the mini expansions, I like the Courtyard the best, since it allows for a little more flexibility if you don't draw the color that you want. Interesting.
I'll try that one.
And then I'll just read one more. Here we go. Infinity ranks it a 3 and says, I found it to be soulless. Nothing was interesting. Having expansions makes it fiddly.
Sure. I would say, the expansions, I've read on a few of the expansions and what the rules are on them. Some of them try to help you with bad bag draws or help you buy from sides of the board, do different things. So if you wanted a little bit more control, then I think you add some of these expansions. If you wanted to keep it just lighter and maybe more tactical, then you just don't play with them. Because then pulling out of the bag, you then need to make the decision then and there out of where to play. Also,
some people are just really kind of jerks when it comes to expansions. They just don't want them.
Yeah, because they're like, why don't you just put it in the game?
Why is it got to be an expansion module? I don't want to have to design the game to make it more fun.
I would say I might agree with the setup being like a little bit fiddly because you're putting the meeples in people's bags and you're setting up the board. So I get that. So I would say sure. Yeah, for a 45-minute game, 8-minute setup might be a little too long.
Still, that's cool. The Lions of Lydia.
Yeah. Oh, and the coins, they're not metal. But they're like this cool wood almost.
Oh, so they're not just like cardboard?
Yeah, they're not cardboard, but they're like a cool wood sort of feel, and I like them. Nice. I like them in my finger pads.
And your little finger pads. Yeah, nice.
So that's Lions of Lydia. I would definitely look into that if you're looking for kind of a light, easy
the
game.
pictures look really awesome.
Yeah.
Looks very inviting. Anything else over there?
Yeah, I got one more.
Anything else
What you
over
got?
there?
I got one more. I got
What you got over there in that packet of yours?
Excavation Earth.
Oh, I heard of this one.
You know this game, Natalie?
Nope.
Oh,
You want to guess who designed it?
take a guess.
He has made some of the
Danielle
games.
Tashini.
Do the other one.
David Terzi.
Wow, how did you know?
You did it. David Terzi. So, David Terzi teamed up with Mighty Boards to design this game, and that's really what caught my attention.
Mighty
this game
Boards.
has awesome art. It looks so cool.
Wait, is
and-
Mighty Boards a publisher?
Yeah.
I've not. There's so many publishers. I don't
People
even
are just jumping out of the woodworks now.
they are.
So David Terzi, when I see his name on something, it gets my attention.
Yeah.
Right. It's, he's elevated himself along with Danielle Tashini and Stefan Feld and these people that when they make something, I take note of it. Right. When the doctor brings somking out, I'm like,
good doctor.
man, you got to look at this.
Oh, there's 3
Even
designers?
Martin Wallace is like someone I'm like, okay, let me look at this game at least. And now the Virgilio Gigili and
Virgilio
that whole group is
Akitoka.
just now I feel like there's more and more designers that I look for all the time. And this is again called Excavation Earth. It's an economic market manipulation, hand management. Again,
Wow.
you can't just put one mechanism in the game. You got to put 50 in there. And the theme is pretty cool. Again, could it be anything? Of course. But humanity has abandoned Earth.
Got to pick something.
Shocking, right? We all know that's what happens to Earth, apparently. In every futuristic thing, Earth sucks.
Yep.
Okay. Other alien races from galaxies and far, far away have really come to collect and sell these artifacts that are left on Earth. So like these alien races come to Earth and are collecting the garbage that we have left, and they call them
dildos?
artifacts. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they
There's
don't know
like
what it is.
there's like a flat
Dildos.
soccer
Be a
ball.
microphone.
There's like one of those cats that you see like the
Oh,
good
the-
luck
at the
cats,
Chinese,
with the hand
waving the
waving.
arms.
We're all
there's
doing
like,
that. Just
that's why we need video. Where's
yeah,
the
we need
video?
the video.
Right.
So there's a bunch of like things that we'd be like, oh, that's garbage. But these aliens are like, they're artifacts. I'm like, that's kind of a
sell
neat
this.
theme. It's something unique. I've never really like thought about it like that. So the game board is a map of Earth. Shocking. Different continents and different areas of the map are different colors. Spaces are like set throughout these different areas. So the red, let's say the red is Africa, and there's maybe like 5 spaces that are within Africa, and they are then filled with artifacts. So you draw some artifacts, you put them on there, and so over 3 rounds, what you're doing is you're playing cards to take actions.
Okay.
So the cards are multi-use, which is very cool.
I like that.
And the cards let you move around the board. They let you collect and sell artifacts. You let you manipulate the market. So at the top of the board, there are 6 different markets, and you can add different color alien races that are there, which then match those color the artifacts, and that's what you're trying to kind of sell them to. So you can manipulate the market to try to get the artifact colors that you're collecting to match the buyers. Kind of follow me a little bit there.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can also work the black market. There's like the shady black market that you can work. You can activate some cool powers that's on the mothership or the something. This other board.
Motherboard.
This motherboard. Yeah. There's this other board that has some powers on it that you can activate. And so the cards on them are a color. The cards have a symbol on them, and then at the bottom they have a travel number. So that's kind of what you're using. So if you want to use it for the
Velocity.
color, you play the card to use it for the color. And what the goal is, and what most of your actions are really collecting these artifacts that are throughout this map, adding them to your player board, which is the player board is awesome, and then taking samples of those things in sort of like the set collecting way, right? So I want,
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
maybe I want a bunch of reds, but I also want to make sure I have one of each. I
Right.
want to make sure, so you're kind of collecting those in that sort of sense, and. Once you've basically played all your cards in your hand, you're done. The other person could keep going if they have more cards. If if you complete some rows and columns on your player board, you can get extra cards, stuff like that. So you're playing. You can't take an action without playing a card. So if you don't have any cards, your turn's over. There's some scoring that happens after every round. So there's 3 rounds, and those happen to be like kind of little area majorities. You add cubes to this other board on these markets, so you're getting some points there. I don't want to like go too in depth into it. The market always refills at the end of the round. You draft new cards, and then basically you just keep going, right?
Okay.
And the main way that you're earning points throughout the game is to take the artifacts that you have collected on your board to then sell them to the different markets that are on top of the main board.
I know.
So you want to match the. I know. I play board games too. And
Well, do
so
we?
if I have 4 purple
People eaters.
Purple people eaters. I want to sell them. No, I want to take my purple artifacts and sell them to the people eaters.
Yeah. Oh, the people eaters want the artifacts.
I want to sell the purple artifacts to the purple people eaters. Okay. Duh. So I want to make sure that I have enough purple buyers in the market to buy my artifacts, right? So I manipulate it, and you get points for how many markets you sell to, how many items you sell, where you sell, all that kind of stuff. That's really how you're getting the most of the points in the game. Then at the end of the game, you're getting points for your set collecting through collecting those little artifacts. So again, sets of red or sets of each color, you get super bonus points at the end, and that's it. Except that's like
not it.
The very dumbed down version of a very.
There's a million.
This
things.
is a heavy game.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It says 3.65. That's
yeah, and I would say it's all of that, and I would also say it's close to being frustratingly all of that, where it's borderline like finicky at 3.6. I would almost wish it would be 3.2 on that scale and run smoother. Mm-hmm. There's just a lot of like things. There's like 7 or 8 actions to pick from. It's more like the steps in each action just did not come intuitively to me.
Got it.
Yeah.
I know the game is good. David Turczi is not going to make a game that's not good, right? And I don't know if he just made this solo or what, but or it's not broken. That's maybe what I said. Maybe not good, but
he's listed. He has the second design credit on this. Gordon Kalea and Y Yi are first and third, respectively.
Okay. So, although I recognize that some of these mechanisms I really like, I love my own player board. I love set collecting. I love multi-use cards.
Agreed. That was great.
I don't gravitate a ton toward economic games, but this market manipulation was very cool. And I liked it, but
I'm with you on that
for some reason, all of these steps to take in each of these actions made me always go back to the rulebook. I had to look at the rulebook for, all right, when I manipulate the market, okay, do I have to play the card that matches the symbol that I'm manipulating, or can I be on the same spot and play the color, right? Or, all right, I want to do the black market, so do I have to be on that spot, or can I be on a spot where I want to sell it to? Like it just, to me, and I'm sure it clicked with people, because some games click with me that doesn't click to other people, and I couldn't get it through my head what I needed to do for some of these actions and in what order. Where some of them was even, you can add a cube here, or you can add a cube here, or you can add both, or you can just do this one. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? I don't know.
Yeah. What?
So I always seem to go back to the rule book, which was mediocre in my opinion for just reading the rules to start with, and the wording of it was just not good.
Did you just play this with Devin, or did you play this with?
I played it with Joe.
Oh, with Joe. Okay.
And we had both, we're obviously like gamers, right? And we both there was one part in the rule book we're trying to read, and I was like, what is this even saying? Oh. So that was a little, maybe if the rule sheet or like a player aid would have been a little more helpful, that could have helped. But I felt like
either of you played Brass?
No.
I've heard that
that's the game I want to play.
Takes some roots with its card play from Brass.
Okay. I want to play, what's the new one?
Birmingham.
Lancashire? I want to play the Birmingham, I think. Birmingham?
Birmingham or Lancashire. One of the two.
Birmingham.
Birmingham.
Yeah. I would say
like a big brass band.
Positives, I love the art. The production's great. I got some metal coins with it, which was freaking sweet.
Ooh, metal coins?
They were kind of like square. Some of them were like square. Yeah. They were just sweet
like
when
they're
like
coins.
not 100% the
round.
same.
Yeah.
Some are a little more rounded.
They were so cool.
Pirate booty.
Again, like I said, each of the mechanisms seemed like I would like them. The market manipulation was cool. Card play was cool. My player board was cool. But just each part of it was like, what am I doing to take this action to do what I need to do? It was just a little bit much, in my opinion, and a little bit finicky. Like I felt after the game going, couldn't this game be played without the cards? Yeah. Couldn't you just give me rules for the actions? But now you add the cards, which then adds another layer of
like too much
annoyances, right? It's not, was it there because it enhanced the game, or was it there just to make it more difficult?
Right.
And I didn't know.
Just to add more stuff to
it. Like, was it just more stuff? Did the card play enhance the game at all? Did the black market enhance the game at all? Can you do without the extra board? I felt myself trying to.
Maybe the answer is no.
Yeah, and maybe and maybe it's like, no, this is how the game works. It's good. Yeah, I know people love it. So, but yeah, those were kind of my thoughts on it. Is I don't know if I'm gonna reach for it. I know Devin would hate it, so I will not play it with her.
Yeah,
I would say Joe and I might give it another try, but I would say it was It was in a good, not greatish
Sometimes
mass.
when games are that heavy and it's that, I don't want to say it confused you, but when they're that like, what? It's hard to go through the stress of getting it out again.
Yeah.
If it's a lighter game, it's
that was a long setup.
I must have done something wrong, but
Yeah,
so that's
because there's games like On Mars, which is so heavy and there's so much.
If that missed for you, you're like, I'm not taking this
but
again.
it's also like for us,
Oh my God,
it felt so smooth. Like if it's not smooth and it's heavy, like it takes away the fun part.
Yeah.
Can I do this thing that I think is kind of fun where I'm just reading a couple comments?
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go. Here's some BGG comments for Excavation Earth. Okay. Poi Poi King says, card play gets its roots from brass and adds a unique theme and wonderful player-controlled market. Can't wait to play this again.
I'm with you on that one. I would agree with that 100%. The market manipulation, that was cool.
Awesome, right?
That was very cool.
Okay. Flash Instinct says, this is a very thinky game. You must ensure that you have the right cards for the right moment you want to play them. Your adversaries might also be developing a strategy that completely foils your plans in one quick swoop. Will you be quicker and wiser than your opponents? Better start digging, smuggling, selling, and reigning supreme in the command ship to win.
Oh, command ship. That's what it's called.
The command ship.
Not the mothership.
Not
the motherboard. The
command ship.
Thanks.
Hopeless
Popo.
Liar says, not a game you can drink and play. Active brain use needed.
Yeah.
In order to succeed, you need to think ahead, not only multiple actions, but multiple turn cycles. Super fun.
Because you have to set the market up. Other people can ruin the market, so you have to sell at the right time.
Here's one that has a cons thing. This is Go Getter 333. He says, great thinky yet tactical market manipulation simulation game. Excellent solo implementation. Must be David. Well, I mean, David Terzi's involved. Only played a few times so far, but definitely enjoying the I have 5 things I want to do, but will likely only accomplish 2.5 to 3 of them feel. Cons. Solo bot imitates a person, which I like, but it requires a decision tree, causing a bit of rules reference. Not intuitive. The rules seem disconnected from the theme. I'm not big on the theme, but it's definitely unique and interesting. Okay.
So
that's kind of, right.
Wait, so is David Terzi the one who does the solo versions
on a lot of games,
of the games?
A lot of games. So he'll like do the solo version.
They'll
Even
like call him.
Nothing to
He's
do with
not
the
usually
designer
like
of.
the main designer or whatever.
Yeah, he is on a few games. Like he designed Anachrony.
Oh,
he designed Tawantin Suyu.
Gotcha.
He designed this, apparently. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Dakla Tower
says,
Tower. Buen Yergo Euro Medio. Okay. Which is, kind of.
That's good. Okay, Euro.
That's a rough one.
Yep.
Let's go into
worker placement, it says.
The worker placement in this game is lacking. We haven't done that in a while. We should do a board game beatdown. We should do a beatdown in a while. Okay, let me go to one real quick
Real one?
Charles T says, very heady game which requires some work to set up. A series of actions to eventually sell resources you've collected. It can definitely be a brain burner. The central action card system is the best aspect, it says, as each card is precious and each action crucial to your success. It can feel a bit convoluted and unintuitive, trying to recall whether you need a specific color or symbol.
Okay.
But the player aid is pretty solid once you get used to the iconography. Still, after a 3-hour game, you will likely need to still refer to the rules aid due to the complexity of the engine, which Jeff talked about. It can feel like work at times and is heavier than it may appear. But there is a sense of accomplishment when you spend several actions setting up markets, manipulating demand, and offload a bunch of human junk for a big payout.
That's cool.
And then the last thing he says is, my favorite aspect is how it attempts to co-modify human culture and treats it as a means of commerce. Long after we're gone, we're still identified by our stuff.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, the theme is unique, different. Again, could be pasted on, could be anything, but is different, and I did appreciate that for sure.
Games that have to are pasted on, they got to pick something.
They have to pick something. Yeah, I'm with
that's
you.
a cool way to,
rarely in my life do I feel like an alien, no matter what theme you stick on there, But
agreed. A game like Destinies immerses you enough, I think.
Yeah, that's.
But like a Euro game, you got to have a theme to it. So who cares if it's pasted on? Yeah. Just enjoy the.
So I'd say look into it, watch some videos. It might be up your alley. It wasn't a home run for me, but
sure. Very cool.
Yeah.
Excavation Earth. So the Gateway. Is this still a thing? Nothing has happened with the Gateway in a long time. What is going on? We are making a comeback. It's no mystery at this point that I've had a difficult year, and that part, the part of the difficulties of the year has greatly impacted my desire to both play games and has also really just affected my state of mind in general. So as really the sole actor of management of the Gateway, it just kind of stopped. The insties were a thing I was like so gung-ho about, and then everything happened like right when I was supposed to release them, and so it just never happened. And now we're halfway through the year, and it's just dead, and I'm really bummed about it. So I am getting some help. The Instagram account will begin to see a lot more activity, has already begun to see a lot more activity, thanks in part to the mad board gamer himself. Yes, thank you,
That's me.
Jeff. Jeff has taken command and is helping out with that, which I'm so happy about, because the whole purpose of the gateway is to shout people out. And if the gateway itself is not doing that, then
we're a bad example.
We expect you to do that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we're going to see some uptick in that. I'm going to be starting up our meet and greet on the Gateway Twitch channel, so you can get to know all the fabulous content creators who are members of the network. Again, this network is intended to help newer or lesser known content creators grow by shouting each other out, and we do that every episode here, but that's not quite enough, and so we're going to get back into it. So thank you so much, Jeff, and anyone else out there who's a part of the Gateway who would like to get involved and help out. Thank you. I really, 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 really appreciate it. Thanks,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, I'm excited to do stuff.
Yeah.
To do stuff with it.
Everything you've done already is like everything
Yeah.
I've wanted to
perfect.
do, and it's perfect. So yeah, you're perfect. You just did it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. If you ever wanted to support the show but weren't quite sure how to, maybe you could consider flushing your money down the Gamecasters toilet by way of our Patreon page. Yes, our Patreon. There are 4 different tiers, which will, I'm not going to say eventually this time, will get you access to behind-the-scenes content, exclusive content, or content ahead of time. You will also, potentially, at some point, we got to figure it out, get swag that nobody else has access to, and the opportunity to help out and support a podcast that you sometimes listen to. We have great patrons. We're growing patrons all the time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your support, everybody. I promise we will up our game very, 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 very soon. If you'd like to donate to us and help pay for things like hosting fees, that 6th circumcision Jeff has had his eye on.
Oh my god.
Had my eye on
Ridiculous.
Ooh, that's looking pretty
Yeah,
nice.
I guess he needs it at this point.
Get it real
They
mangled.
don't take, if enough people
I added to my Amazon
pledge
cart.
at the $20 tier, Jeff can go see a real doctor this time.
Yeah.
Instead of just Natalie, who
Dr.
thinks she knows
Spaceman.
how to do it. Yeah, Dr. Spaceman. Anyway, please head on over to patreon.com/the Gamecasters, and you can help us out. So we are back again for another essential segment we have called the Gamecasters Essentials.
Ooh,
Yay.
an essential segment of
The idea behind this segment is these are games that all 3 of us unanimously agree are likely good for most everyone. That's not to say everyone will love them, but these are games that
Almost
if you
a
don't have a
guarantee.
collection, these would be pretty safe bets to purchase sight unseen, is what we're saying. Like this, we think these are universally liked that we are calling them
That it would be a
essentials.
success.
Yes.
In your
But if
collection.
you don't like it, like don't blame us because
Yeah, don't blame us.
It's not our
It's
fault.
not everyone.
You bought it.
Yeah.
You have some self control.
Don't gun to your head.
My gosh,
Jerks.
Jesus.
We have 2 essential games already, which are Bonanza and the Castles of Burgundy. And now, our 3rd game, reaching the upper echelons of Gamecasters fandom, is Strike.
Strike.
Why does Strike make our essentials list? It just might be the most unadulterated fun game on the market. It's simple. It's crazy. It's inexpensive. It's the same level of fun for pretty much all ages. I've played with my 4-year-old all the way up to the extreme elderly of Mr. Measles and McDave Mick.
Oh.
Everyone who plays this
my
just
God.
smiles and wants to play again. It's the board game equivalent to Pringles. You just want to play one more. Just one more game. Let's rack it again. It's
you
just
pop,
throwing
the
dice
fun
into a
don't
plastic
stop.
dish. That's all it is. But it's the most fun you'll have. If you haven't heard of Strike, if you don't own Strike, what I always tell people, and I told this to Jeff, he did it, and now he tells people this, is just buy it.
Just buy it.
Right now. Go to Amazon, buy it. It's available in the US now. It's the
You can
yellow
get it at
box
Target,
version.
You can get it.
Oh, is that at Target now?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't research it. Don't look up reviews. Just buy it right now. We are that confident that it will be a hit with you.
Yes.
Do you guys have anything else to add about why Strike is a Gamecasters essential?
Nengi.
Well, I was
Lexi,
Want me to
actually
go,
just,
Lexi? So let me tell you.
I mean, all the things Ryan said, but I was looking just for fun, like you gave me the idea to look at some comments.
Yep, my idea.
And
Thanks for the credit.
And I thought, obviously the 3 of us think this is an essential game, but there's a lot of other people who like it too. And their descriptions are like so accurate. Like
let's hear
this
it.
one person's Mofo83 says
This mofo says
This
What does that mofo say? Tell me what the mofo says right now. I need to know.
He says that it's way more fun than it should be. A totally silly, mindless dice game that elicits plenty of oohing and eyeing when unlikely rolls swing the game. For example, when you've added 5 dice to the arena and still none match. The mechanism where a player has to roll all their dice when the arena is emptied is so ridiculous, but in a great way. Always a hit.
Man,
like
what a mofo.
That mofo nailed it. That mofo knew what he was
Listen to that
about.
mofo.
Although I wouldn't say I ooh and ah. I more like laugh or like gasp or like, like
or
jump out of my chair.
Yeah.
Or like
burn the whole
much
house
laughter
down.
and screaming. We couldn't stop playing. Seems like I've almost always be in a good mood to give this a spin with a fun group.
Yeah.
Feels like a quick play with 1 or 2 games while we're warming up.
This is a game, I think, that has the ability to turn a boring group into a fun group.
Yep.
There's some games where you're like, okay, you want to play this with the right people. This game will turn the wrong people into the right people.
Right.
I feel like.
It's also a good like
You're the wrong person.
yeah. It's like a good
Play this, you stupid
You're the
idiot.
wrong
God, I hate you. If you play this game, I might like you. I hate you so much. You are the worst person I've ever met. Let's play Strike to make you better.
Strike has the ability
You suck so much.
to make people good.
I need you to play Strike.
Right. It's a good icebreaker game.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's
very
great
good.
at the end of like a game night. You play something heavy. You play Zolkin.
Yeah.
You play Coimbra.
Right. Yeah,
And
name
then it's
another one.
like some people are upset they lost or like, man, that was heavy.
Yeah, you kinda
end the
end it on
night
a
on
good
like a
note.
fun
Right.
2
Strike it
minutes.
up.
It takes 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You play it and you just have a blast and then it feels like it ends the night perfectly.
Yep. And then you want to play it again and again and again and
Yeah.
again.
This one other person says,
mofo told you.
reminds me of the
It's like
type of
mofo.
game I would make up and play in my room as an only child.
It is one of those games. It's one of those games where you're like, God damn it, why did I think
should
of
have
this?
done
Right.
that. Freaking
Holy
mofo.
shit.
It's just really fun.
God, I hate you. You are the wrong person.
And like we said, everybody would like it no matter what type of game you are, no matter what age you are. A
Yeah.
4-year-old could play it,
great.
a 100-year-old could play it. Like,
Listen, Grandma. I hate you, Grandma.
just
But
roll the
if
dice.
you throw this, I might like you. Okay, this is going to turn you into a better person.
It has the ability. Strike brings people together. Okay,
Strike.
so that is Gamecasters Essentials number 3. Strike. Again, don't. I'm even pissed that you're listening to us. Just buy the damn game. Okay? So, it's been a while since the most universally respected segment among all board gaming podcasts has returned. So, I can't wait to find out what Jeff has for us in this episode's Instagram Inbox.
And now it's time for the Instagram inbox with the Mad Board Gamer.
I'm back. There's a segment.
After a
I got
long
a
break.
segment again.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It's yours.
My segment is so important. I might have pushed Natalie's segment out of the episode.
We'll see.
yours will be more entertaining.
We'll see.
Well, maybe. So I took a break from the inbox for a little bit, rejuvenate myself, and I wanted to come back with a classic.
Come back strong.
And we did this a while ago. I don't remember what episode it was, 40, 50 something, where Ryan went on Reddit and he found this funny thing where people were substituting or replacing letters in movies to make a funny new title.
Yeah, it was the letter R specifically.
Yeah, R. So
Yeah, add the
we
letter
did
R.
that for Ryan made a geek list out of it. We did it on a couple episodes.
Too many
I just
boners.
I kind of opened it up to like, change any letter, move a letter, just make a funny new title of a game. And I thought, I'm like, let me just try this classic. See, we'll get a few more.
I like this. You take the restrictions away.
Yeah,
You know,
just
and
like open it
could
up.
be
There's more.
anything.
Yeah, so there's more opportunity for hilarity.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I
We like
thought
hilarity.
we've done them all, right? We got them all.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Yeah.
There are some.
baby.
There are some really great.
Are we
ones.
sure that there's none recycled? Because I have a terrible memory.
There's a couple recycled ones that I'll throw in there. The first one I'm going to say is one of your favorites from previous episodes.
Okay,
so,
and I like that because I'm not going to remember, so I'm going to have fun.
yeah. So Swoozle. So
Okay.
shout outs to Swoozle who
good. What
on
letter
my
did he
story. So my
Oh, Swoozle's the name.
so on my post I said, type in this box, give me the name of a game. Switch the letter. So again, if I didn't explain the rules or the thing, you're switching a letter in a game title to make a really funny new title. Add a letter, subtract a letter, whatever.
Something with a letter.
Yeah.
Swoozle.
And-
Jurgen. Jurgen?
Yeah.
Jurgen. How do you pronounce your name, Swoozle?
Swoozle. So
Swoozle's his
just
first
call him
name, Jurgen's his middle name.
Swoozle.
Swoozle Jurgen.
Swoozle Swoozleson. Now, so Swoozle in the box, instead of typing out, here's the name he wrote, he's like, oh shit, I got a lot to tell you. So he like DM'd me a whole bunch of stuff basically.
Swoozle,
So
okay, real quick, before you go on, Swoozle might be the most kind, enthusiastic, supportive listener we have.
He's awesome.
And if I'm offending you, if you're a different listener, step up your fucking game. See what Swoozle does.
Swoozle.
Look at Swoozle, and then you can call yourself.
He's
We all
seriously the
compare
best.
ourselves.
kind listener. We
Compare ourselves.
Whenever
to
I see him like comment or anything or send a message in the Discord, I'm like, ooh, what's he gonna say?
I run to the bathroom. I take my pants off.
Stop it! I just like you know it's always gonna be something that feels good.
Oh, there it is. And it feels good. You hear that, Swoozle?
Oh yeah, just Jurgening right into my Jurgen. Get out some Jurgens.
Swoozling in my Swoozle.
Jurgen.
Stop it!
Went in the bathroom and Swoozled myself.
I swoozled Natalie before you came over. I saw you spot on the couch.
Yeah. A spot on the couch. You know, a quick Scotch guard. Oh, man.
Okay, so what did he say?
Okay, first one, classic from an old episode, but I have to say it again, is Terraforming Mark. That's just such a great one. Yep.
So
we got
funny.
2 rooms and a boob. We have groom service.
That's a good one.
We have Dickscape, which is a very difficult escape game, is what he said. This might be my favorite one. This is Dude Imperium. Which he said, finally, a Big Lebowski legacy game. Dude Imperium. Or that could also be Dude, if you just want Dune.
Okay, seriously though, a Big Lebowski legacy game would be amazing.
I'm in. Tiny Gowns. A game about inaccurate tailoring.
Tiny cow.
Vapor Tales, blow off some steam in the hippest game out there.
Vapor.
New York Loo, like a bathroom.
Okay,
That's a good one.
Are this still Swoozle?
This is all smooth.
Okay.
And then at the end he goes, man, I love this stuff. He says, deal of winter. Not everyone fully cooperative, the upcoming winter clearance sale. The deal of winter.
Buy one, get one.
Yeah, it's a winter clearance sale. Oh, man. Trivia Geek said Blonde Rage. That's a different game. That's funny.
Blonde Rage.
Bad
I've
board game
experienced that before.
covers. The Haitian sensation turned Oath into Oats. This is a game about oats.
Oats.
And of
Sowing your
course,
royal ones.
a classic one, Fort into Fart.
Yeah, of course.
That's
yes,
the
Fart.
one. Han versus Alex. I love their account.
Oh yeah.
Terraforming SARS. I was like, ooh, is that a little too early? I was like, oh, that's no.
Well, that's an older one.
yeah. Isn't this a SARS variant
Yeah, I think
kind
it
of
is.
thing?
It is.
Is it? By the way, is it Han? I always thought it was like Hun, like honey. Like
it's
Hun.
Hun.
Hey Hun. Hun versus it doesn't. Han probably makes more sense.
I don't
How
know.
do you spell it?
I think it's
H-O-N.
H-O-N.
Oh.
But you're right. It's
Alex.
probably her versus him, right?
Yeah,
Because there's
I
2
think so.
people on the account. You're probably right. Continue.
So, all right. Rising Sin. Another one. That's from TT Tabletop.
Is that just an erection? Rising Sin?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah.
My sin is rising. Oh, no.
You're
Oh, heck. Oh, no there. Oh, my sin.
Oh, my penis.
Oh, this is a sin, eh?
Oh, ow.
Oh, look at it.
Feels good.
Oh, it's rising.
Nice.
Zadi plays games.
Dottie the hottie.
Just went with perv. Instead of Merv.
That's awesome. Perv.
Also, Marv now works in this.
Yeah, now
example.
Marv is it.
True,
Yeah.
but Perv is better.
Perv
Our
is-
good buddy Ben Derrick 13, not clone
I heard of him.
something 13.
Yeah, he's not clone anymore.
Turned one of Ryan's favorites game into Belfart.
Belfart.
Yeah, the forts and the
Fantasy and some flights,
like them.
Gateway member.
They're my friend.
Instead of welcome to, it's welcome poo.
Welcome, Pooh.
Fantasy and some flights had a couple other ones. Had Through the Apes,
Through the apes.
Gotta go through those apes if you're gonna get
and then Mice
me.
Forge.
mice
There's
forge.
a lot of mice. Yeah.
Like you're like building mice.
yeah.
Yeah.
We had a Better Half Review sent me a whole bunch.
Okay.
I'm going to pick some of my favorite ones.
Okay.
Mime stories.
Mime.
Mime.
I think that'd just be like you're a mime. No talking.
Telling stories.
Yep. Over Moss. Sing of Tokyo. Maybe it's like a yeah.
Japanese
Joint
cards.
salad. All from Better Half. This is all from Better Half Reviews.
sounds kinda
Lick
gross.
It to Ride,
Oh my god.
which is great.
Look at the ride.
Can we have sex? You gotta lick it to ride.
Yeah, Lick It to Ride. Well, you know the rules.
All right.
Rule number one.
I'll try this spot on the couch.
Yeah, I'll say this about it. Go.
Stop.
This is more of a letter swap above an elbow. That was Better Half Reviews also.
Above an elbow.
Emotional cyborg Janelle.
Oh my gosh.
Instead of Magic Maze is Magic Mail.
Yeah.
And then also Magic Mail on Mars. The
Is that
sequel.
like Magic Mike?
Yeah.
That's funny.
New York Moo would be another one for that one.
I am shocked that that's the only submissions from Janelle. Janelle usually has 30 submissions.
Yeah.
Well, that New York Moo was hers.
Maybe she was busy that
She has
day.
another one. I have more.
Oh, okay. There's more.
Scotland Hard. From
That's good.
more from Better Half Reviews. We have Discounts of the West Kingdom, another deal game. Yeah.
That's really fun.
I like this one too. Ticket to Hide.
Okay,
hide and
beat
seek.
Lick It to Ride.
Yeah.
now,
Lick It to
yeah,
Ride,
that's funny.
gotta
This is
be
another
of
one.
the
This one made
best.
me laugh. Mansions of Sadness.
Aw,
Oh, what a sad game.
live alone in a mansion.
Yeah. Sweeping Gods from Better Half Reviews.
Okay,
Sweeping.
instead of sleeping.
Dog-powered vehicle says Feet the Dice Game.
Feet.
Instead of fleet.
Yeah,
Fartographers. Another fart joke.
Fart target, that's
Yeah.
good, though.
that is good.
This one's just kind of funny. Blue Lagoop. Blue Lagoop.
That's a funny thing to say.
Gateway Gamers Pod, which is nothing to do
Has
with the
nothing to do
Gateway
with the
Network.
Gateway Network.
Bloomhaven, a tactical Euro game about watering flowers.
Blue
The Swellings of Eldervale came up with Dog Power Vehicle.
That's hilarious.
Mr. Measles came up with Dick Forge, Dick Hospital, and
The dick one.
and Poot.
Yeah,
those
no,
are the-
it's really
another
only
dick
another
one, I
dick
know.
one.
What's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dick Hospital?
Dice
Dice
Hospital.
Hospital.
Oh.
Yeah, instead of E's, there's a K.
More dog powered vehicle. We have Near and Fart. We have Hump Drive. Is another good one.
Jump drive.
Felix Tabletop sent me a few too.
Okay.
This was an added letter. Secret Shitler. that's a different game. Dub and Dub Games had the Isle of Cabs, which we had
Okay.
carts once, and now we have cabs.
What if there's like
right.
there's nobody there to take the cabs?
Yeah.
There's just a shit ton of cabs.
yeah, there's just a lot of cabs. Also, Winogenics, which is a different.
Yeah.
That's a different game.
Yep.
This was a game we talked about. Spooky Gems is just a game called Besties. Or Destinies.
Oh, okay.
It's like
What
picking
is
your best
Destinies?
friends.
Yeah, Destinies.
Yeah, it's like just picking your best
That's
friend.
fun. Well, she just did she just like posted a bunch of accounts on her
Yeah.
stories that she like.
Yeah, she played
Yeah.
the
the
game.
Gamecasters weren't in there.
Yeah, she
going.
wrote choosing your best friend in this thrilling new teen RPG by Lucky Duck. That's what she wrote.
Destinies.
Destinies, I like that.
Being Friends official removed a letter to create Mage Knight.
With
So
just
remove
an
the
N.
K.
It's now
Yeah.
nighttime.
Yeah, like the other kind of night.
Yeah,
That's funny. Of course, they would say Mage Knight.
yeah. Felix Tabletop again had Settlers of Satan. Oh man, that was great. Well, and that's the last one.
Oh, that's
Satan.
hilarious.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right,
So, yeah, we got
fantastic
some-
segment.
the inbox is back a little bit.
Back.
Yay.
Holy crabopple. That was really funny.
Yeah, there's some
It's
good
a
ones.
ride.
Thank
was
you
really
everybody
fun.
for responding.
It
and
has pushed
making
the
this
Nook
fun.
out this episode.
Yeah, we're Nookless now. Sorry.
Either the inbox or the
we
Nook.
have to fight. Allie and I had to fight over it.
Yeah. So, in today's game of the episode, what we're going to do, again, it's very different than we've ever done before. Well, we played, I don't know if we've ever played this particular game. We have played Medium.
Yes.
So I'm trying to think of like actual real games we've played on the podcast, if any. Anyway, Medium is one.
Yeah, I can only think of Medium.
What we're going to do here is we're going to play a game of monikers with Jeff and Natalie. We'll do 1 minute each for the round, right? And we're going to see how many cards they can get. So if you haven't played monikers, how monikers works is there's 3 rounds. Okay, there's a bunch of cards, and all the cards have like a meme on it, or a phrase, or a name, or some sort of funny word. Mm-hmm. And in the first round, you can say whatever you want, kind of like our other game where they try to get each other to guess the game. You can say whatever you want without saying the name of the game. That's how the first round works. In the second round, you go through the same cards, but you can only say one word to get them to guess it. But they've known what the cards are at this point, so they can, they should have a little bit of prior knowledge. And in the third round, which will be exclusive for our Patreon backers to see, because that's going to be on video, you are pantomiming or charading the clues. So if you're just listening to the podcast and you're not a member of the Patreon, shame on you. But you will get to hear the first 2 rounds, and so you can consider whoever wins by the second round to have won. But for the actual real winner, we'll tell you. For the actual real winner, if you want to see the video, head on over to patreon.com. Any of the backer tiers will get you access to this video, so you can pledge at $1, you can pledge at $20, you can give us all your money. It doesn't matter. You'll see the video if you want to.
The bank account pledge level.
Yeah, the bank
Half and
account
all in.
pledge. Yeah. The half and all in blinds were great. So how it's going to work I have chosen 10 cards myself. I've asked Jeff and Natalie to both choose 5. Have you guys gotten your 5?
Yeah.
I have 5.
Okay, send them to me. So I'm going to be the all-time clue giver. So what we're going to do...
Natalie, was that okay? I grabbed your cards.
Yeah.
Want to make
Grab
sure.
our cards. Yeah. I'm going to shuffle these up. There's 10 cards in here you guys haven't seen. So each of them have seen 5. So there's 20 cards in total.
15 in there we haven't seen. Because 5.
Oh, right.
the other
15,
side.
15 that one of you... You're right.
Yep.
True.
Yeah.
15
10 that
each.
neither of us have
So
seen.
there's 5 of... a quarter of these
Yeah.
you know. So how it's going to work is I'm going to be all-time clue giver. Who wants to start?
Natalie.
Natalie? We'll start with
okay.
Natalie. So Natalie, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
What we're going to do, I have a timer here. You're going to get 1 minute. Jeff, you can be in charge of the timer.
Okay.
I'm going to just flip a card up and read it, and Natalie's going to have to try to guess it. If she gets it, I will put the card in a pile that is like Natalie's score pile, which Jeff will not obviously have access to because she just got it. After that minute's up, whatever cards are remaining, Jeff will get a minute, and I will do those cards. And any that he goes into his pile. We're going to go until this deck runs out, back and forth, 1 minute each.
Okay.
Okay? Then we'll count up the points you have on those cards.
Yeah.
Right? And then Jeff can write them down or something. And then we'll go to round 2, where we'll have the exact same deck. We'll do the exact same thing, 1 minute each, where I can only say this time 1 word to get them to guess it. And again, we'll go till the deck runs out. Mm-hmm. And then off of the show, we'll do the third round.
Ooh, are you going to read just what's on the card specifically, or you give your own clue?
Oh,
I'm gonna give my own
you
clue.
said you were going to read it.
All right, ready?
I was going to ask that.
I said
too.
I was going to read it?
Yeah, you're like, I'll read the card. And I was like,
Well, I mean,
why
I'll
don't you
read
just give a clue?
I'm not going to
Yeah.
read. I mean, I'll read what the card says.
Oh, okay,
Right.
okay.
All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Are you ready?
Natalie?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Okay. So, Mickey Mouse, his best friend,
Pluto.
his second best friend,
Goofy.
his third best friend.
Donald Duck.
There you go. Although it's a young version. So,
Baby Donald Duck.
what is
Baby
what is a young?
Duckling.
So,
Donald Duckling.
all right, all right. You're a wizard, Harry.
Harry. Oh, Hagrid.
There you go. Okay, so me and Jeff whip out our penises and put a.
Dick measuring contest.
Okay.
What?
This is a Russian word for grandma.
A babushka.
Okay.
Oh, a babushka.
Okay, so
babushka
this
lady.
is the guy in the show The Office with the glasses who always yells, "Michael!"
Oh, Dwight.
Yep. Well,
True.
Yes. Okay, so there's this TV show with Tim the Toolman Taylor,
10 seconds.
Home Improvement.
and it goes, what's that called?
Oh, a grunt?
Yeah, but we're going to call that the...
A man grunt?
What's the show?
Home
Time.
Improvement. Tool
Okay,
time.
so that didn't count. All right, so Natalie got...
You can
1, 2,
pass,
3,
Natalie.
4. Okay, you can pass. So that's 5.
Are you
Natalie.
doing
I think that one card is
These are
Donald
yours.
ducking.
Oh, I thought it said Donald Duckling. It is Donald Duckling.
Ooh.
Okay, sorry.
Well, it counts, it
We'll
counts.
count
Yeah,
it because
'cause it's
I just read it wrong.
Yeah.
I thought it said Donald Duckling.
Who is Donald Ducking?
It says
Donald ducking is not wearing your pants.
It says the term for being naked from the waist down.
Yeah.
You're
wearing
Donald
a shirt
Ducking.
and not wearing pants.
All right, so sorry about that.
Yeah.
No, it's all right.
Obviously,
Natalie.
like
Okay,
some
so
of them
Natalie
were
got to be
mine.
in charge of this. And let me shuffle these up.
Yeah, I don't know what you were trying to do on the last, so I'm glad that one wasn't my
Yeah,
my first one.
that was a tough one.
Jeff and me rip out our dicks and
I had that.
Yeah, you had to make
Well, I didn't
fun.
say dicks because it just said dick measuring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go, Jeff. You ready?
Got a wang.
Now you got the
Yep.
stopwatch ready?
Okay.
Give us a countdown.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Okay. All right, so this is when you stick a cock in your throat and then you either or you don't. It's called the
Gag reflex.
Yes. All right, so this is when you come out of your mother's vagina. You're
birthing. Birth. Being born.
Yes. Okay, so this is when you take a gun that has one bullet
Russian
in it.
roulette.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay, so this is your time of the month. You're bleeding from the
Your
vagina.
period.
But it
Cramps.
hurts. So yeah,
Menstrual cramps.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is children have learned this where you have something in your hand and you put it behind a door and the
Peekaboo.
kid doesn't know that it's really gone.
Pass.
Okay.
Oh, I know.
Okay. My name is Inigo Montoya. The kid my father prepared to die.
Princess
He's going
Bride.
after this person
Oh man.
who doesn't have the normal amount of appendages on their hand
got-
that other people have.
He's got 6 fingers.
yeah,
Six
so-
finger Willie. Pass.
No, you're so close. Okay, so me and Jeff love each other so much, we are considered to have
Time.
a
Bromance.
Yeah.
It's time.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2,
what's his name?
3. Jeff also got 5s. There's 10 left. All right. This is great. It's all tied up. Here we go. Natalie, you ready for the next minute?
Are you counting cards or are you counting the points on the
points
cards?
on the cards.
Do we put the are we doing say anything again?
Yeah, it's just till the deck runs out.
till the deck
Yep,
runs out.
till the
Okay.
deck runs out. So we got 10.
Go
We still got
back
10
and
left.
All right, how do I do this?
You guys did really good.
Reset. All right, ready?
You got it? I'm
3,
gonna go.
2, 1.
All All right. Okay, so this is when you have something in your hand, you put it behind a door.
Object permanent?
Yes.
Jeez.
Okay, so a dance where the performer moves their appendage in a circular motion on the floor, then switches it to the opposite one, and then back
The hokey
again.
pokey?
It doesn't smell good. It doesn't smell good.
The stanky leg.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Okay. So this is okay. You choose either Jeff, me, or Devin. You have to the other one.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah. Okay. This is the guy from Homestar Runner who's not the good guy.
Oh, the
He's really
Trogdor.
no. He's very muscular.
The cheat. No.
He's very muscular. He talks like a. He's like Homestar Runner.
I don't remember his name.
Okay, he wears a wrestling helmet. He's a fast. Okay, this is when you really have an obsession with the lowest appendages. You're
Foot
said to have
fetish.
Yep.
Okay.
Foot fetish. Is called the TV show, and the noise is called a
Home improvement
Time.
grunt?
oh.
Tool time grunt.
That was so
I don't-
close, but no, you didn't get that. So let's see.
Not very many. That's
I got all of mine.
Still got 4.
okay.
Oh,
Still
man.
got 4. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go again.
I don't know some of
Girls,
these.
what's your weakness?
Man.
All right. You ready for this?
Ready, go.
Okay.
Tool time grunt.
The person Inigo Montoya is searching for to get his revenge. It's he's got
6 fingers.
yep, and he's not a woman. He's a
6-fingered man.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Play the name.
Okay, this is. I think he's dead now. He was part of the Wu-Tang Clan. He's not young. He's not clean. And
Old dirty bastard.
Yes.
He's not young. He's not really.
Okay, so the show is called.
Tool time. Home improvement.
Okay, and is a
Grunt.
or a auditory.
Home improvement sound.
Hey, there you go.
Oh.
Okay,
Okay.
Mac and Hobbs are not these.
Your dogs.
No. So the opposite of bad.
Cats.
That's
A
me.
good cat.
No,
Good dogs.
Yeah, good dogs.
Okay.
I picked that one.
All right, this is the Homestar Runner. The
Yeah, Macho. I don't know what his name.
okay. I'm not weak. I'm
Strong.
I'm not good. I'm.
Oh, strong bad.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
All right,
told me
and
that
this is a
part.
Pokemon that's pink, and all the girls like this one. And what happened?
Hufflepuff.
Oh, you're so close.
Time.
Hoobly, hoobly, hoobly.
I had a good clue too.
Well, let's give it to
there's
Natalie.
one
You
left
got it,
now.
right?
Oh, so you know this one, right?
Jigglypuff.
Okay.
Jiggly.
All right, so that's the end of the first round.
Hoobly, dobbly.
All right, Jeff's totally got 1,
Might
2,
have tied.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, that's close. Natalie got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. The points. So are we doing
Oh,
the card
yeah, we're
points, or
doing
should we
points?
just do 1 point per card?
Oh, I don't know. We can do points.
The card points, probably. That's how you play the game.
Okay.
Oh,
so Natalie
come
got
on.
4, 6, 7,
Right?
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 21, 24, 26, 27 total.
27 points.
Jeff's got 2, 5, 6, 8, 10, 13,
ones.
15, 18, 24.
Ooh, I got the easy ones.
All right. So now
You
we
did some
shot.
easy
All right.
ones.
So that's round 1.
Yep.
So Natalie's up 27, 24. Now we go to round 2, where all I can say is one word,
word.
and you have to guess the answer.
Oh boy.
Is it who's first then? Is
Well,
it him?
who just went?
Well, I technically went because there was just one card
Yeah.
left.
So Jeff goes.
So
So I'll
Jeff,
go
okay.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
This word's
Oh
gonna be-
yeah. Here we go.
Word? Are you gonna do like? Can you word sound?
Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
But I think I can still handle that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know when we're ready.
Okay. Ready, go.
Okay. Stink.
Old dirty bastard. Pass.
Okay. Yeah, that was not a good clue. Door.
Object permanent.
Hey. Gun.
Russian roulette.
Good. Grunt.
Home improvement sound.
Yes. Stink.
Old dirty bastard.
Horny.
Dick measuring
That was
contest.
a bad clue.
Pass.
Homestar.
Strong bad.
Mac.
Good dog.
He is a good dog.
Inigo.
6-finger band.
Office.
Dwight Schrute.
Russian.
Babushka.
Mickey.
Donald Ducking.
Time.
Oh wow! Jeff, you
that's
got a
like
lot
all
of those. He got 1, 2,
know what that
3,
one was
4,
now.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ooh, I got
so
half.
Natalie,
Now your turn to
you're
get half.
expected to get the rest
Yep.
of these.
Yeah, right.
All right.
That was great, Jeff. You ready?
3, 2, 1.
Okay. Horny.
Pass.
Okay.
Ryan.
Dance.
Stanky leg.
Men.
Men.
Lisa.
Pass.
Penis.
A dick measuring contest.
Yes. Vagina.
Menstrual cramp.
Yes.
That's good.
Birth.
Being born.
Yes. Potter.
Hagrid. Harry.
Sex.
Sex.
20 seconds.
Pass.
Okay. Penis.
God.
Second penis. Why are all penises? Why is every glue
Oh
penis?
shit! I could have done better.
Pass.
Sorry. Pokemon.
Jigglypuff.
Okay. There we go.
Go over it.
Throat.
Time.
Okay. All right. So you got 6.
Your
Jeff, you get
your
the
things
last
were like vagina, penis, sex.
Yes.
Well, he's gonna get the same
Penis.
shit. Don't worry. I'll try better for you.
What? I don't remember them all being
The
sexual.
last
penis.
last clue was good. I thought. Penis. Are
What
you,
was it?
Penis. Space.
are you ready?
Ready, go.
Yeah.
Okay.
ready. Penis.
Men.
Big
Fast.
clue.
Fast. Penis.
Let's see.
Jigglypuff. Say something.
Appendage.
Oh, I know.
Thank you, leg.
3.
Oh.
I think that could do it. Maybe. This is one I've really had trouble
Pass.
with. Okay.
I know the other one.
Okay. Throat.
Gag reflex.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Okay.
that was.
There we go. Murder.
Spaces.
Damn. I don't know. Pass.
Oh. Okay. Hand.
Foot fetish.
Yeah.
Okay.
That worked. Wow. Okay.
Gag reflex.
Rome.
Time.
Okay. That
All right. You know these last two?
Sorry, you guys.
I don't remember what the two are.
I got a minute to
Sorry.
figure out two. I
Yeah,
guess.
you got 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Ready? Tell me when we go.
Yep.
Give me good
Ready,
clues.
go.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, give me a
I
good
think this
one.
one's good. Murder.
Murder.
I don't remember. There's only 20 cards there. How do I not remember?
Murder.
Murder.
Um.
It's hard to do this one in one word. But I think that's okay.
It's probably one I gave it to.
Death. What's the other one?
Okay. So you passed. Okay. Relationship.
Bromance.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
That's a card.
Let me try. I guess I could try a different clue here.
I really don't remember what it is. I feel
Murder.
like we might have to pass. Like,
Sex.
murder sex. Murder sex, penis, vagina. Maybe those are all the
These
clues
are
for that
good.
one.
This is good.
I believe you. I
Penis,
just
vagina,
completely
sex,
forget what the...
murder, sex and murder, sex and murder. I don't know.
10 seconds, murder, sex. Sex and murder.
10 seconds now. Only 7 seconds now. I'm gonna give Jeff
we
a
should
clue,
just-
and I think we got it.
I don't
3,
know.
2, 1. Time.
All right, Jeff, just reset it.
All right, reset.
Matrimony.
Ooh, wedding. Why do I
you
not know
even
this?
remember
No, I don't know why I don't remember
Or
this
the
one.
3 clues I gave.
Oh, I picked this
Oh.
one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. There's fuck, murder, kill. Kill, murder, fuck. Fuck, kill, murder, fuck.
Nope.
Murder, fuck, kill.
No.
Kill and murder is the same
Kill,
thing.
fuck, marry.
Well, you put them in the right order.
Marry, fuck, kill.
No.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Yes.
You can say murder and kill.
Whatever.
Like, fuck, murder, kill.
Yeah,
Like,
fuck,
oh,
murder,
that's
kill.
not it.
That's a lot of death in that one.
I guessed that one too last time.
I think I picked that card.
I know. I was like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, murder. No, matrimony. She's like, matrimony and killing. I'm like, you're so close. I'm like, I'll give it to Jeff.
Completely forgot.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, man.
Or no, I gave you sex and kill. She's like,
Yeah.
sex and killing.
No, you said murder and
Sex and murder.
murder. Yeah, and
Yeah,
sex.
and sex. And then I gave Jeff matrimony. Sex, matrimony, or murder. All right, Jeff. Got a lot of points here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Yeah, I
12,
killed it,
14,
that's
16, 19, 21, 24, 28, 32, 35.
35 gives me
We could probably work backwards
59.
to know how many points Natalie had. Right.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
3, 6,
Too much
8,
math.
11, 13, 14, 16.
16 gives
Killed
Natalie
me.
43.
It killed me.
43 to 59.
But there still
There's
is
one more
the
roundo.
last
And
round.
it's my turn.
Oh, another round.
First.
Rajon Roundo.
Do you want to do it right now, or
Yes.
should we?
I'm gonna forget all the cards.
All right, guys. Well, head on over to the Patreon.
We're gonna take a quick break.
The Gamecasters. Is that what it's called? Patreon.com/the Gamecasters, and you can see this video. If not, we'll eventually we'll tell you. How about that? We'll still tell you who wins.
Yeah.
But if you want to see the awesomeness that is about to unfold, go to the Patreon.
Yeah. Do what we just said 5 times. Do it.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
And we're back. Okay, that was so much fun, you guys.
It was really fun.
Head on over to the Patreon website. Pledge $1. It's only $1 if you want to. You can see that video. It was really fun. However, we did promise we would tell you the winner. And it was Jumping Bones, Jeff Madigan.
Hey.
Ew.
The Mad Board Gamer. He wins. Natalie did a very respectable second place. You got second. I was surprised you came in second.
Second out of 2. Thank you.
That was very, very good.
Ryan, great job with the clues. Great job.
Yep.
Thank you. It was a very tough challenge for me. I ran all the way up 2 flights of stairs to get clothes on to be camera ready. And then all the way back down 2 flights of stairs. I don't know why I didn't take just 2 seconds to just relax before we started.
Right, we're not in a rush.
But you'll see the video. I look like I'm having 3 heart attacks.
Before the change, Ryan was Donald ducking. Didn't have any pants on.
Right.
So.
Yeah, exactly. I needed some clizzles.
You were picking up cards while laying face down on the floor.
Had to happen.
It happened.
I mean, it was a choice I made, so I would stay alive.
Oh my God.
So in today's game of the episode, I'm going to play... No, wait, that was the game. So, for the top 5 this episode, we are going with our top 5 favorite board game content creators. Now, this is not necessarily a gateway shout-out. It can be. But the purpose of this list is to highlight and talk about accounts, channels, users, whatever, who we love and are not necessarily in network, okay? Though, maybe they are. So here we go. We're going to do Jeff, me, and Natalie. Whenever you're ready, my friend, go ahead, preamble away, and then start us off.
Listen, now, this list was tough because I love so many people on Instagram, and I talk to so many people on Instagram.
Yeah,
and
leaving people out feels mean.
Leaving people out feels mean, but know that I love you. No matter what your Instagram page is. I love talking to people.
Just slightly to significantly less than these ones.
Sure, yeah, right. But these are just some that I enjoy looking at. Maybe it's take amazing pictures. Maybe it's just is personable or, gives the truth in some of these things. All this kind of great stuff.
Sure.
So my number 5 is a co-account that I mentioned earlier in the whatever segment I do, the inbox.
Yep.
And this is Han vs. Alex.
Oh,
It
nice.
just runs an amazing page. Gives truthful reviews, unpaid reviews, honest thing, just nice people to talk to, and is a great Instagram account. If you don't follow them, I would definitely.
I have tried
them out.
fruitlessly to get them to join the network. They basically just laugh at me every time I do it.
They're way cooler than we are. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, you want to join? They're like, ha.
They're like, no,
well,
we're way cooler.
We're in Portugal or wherever we're vacationing right now, and Santorini, and I can't be bothered with you. So, goodbye. No, great account. Very cool account. Okay, for me, I went with YouTube accounts, some Instagram pages. I kind of went all the breadth of the board gaming content creation world. And now, number 5, the one that I picked this because of the impact it has had on me. Unfortunately, this channel is defunct, right? Ooh. They are not around anymore. But for the 2 seasons that they created content, Board with Life was the board game content creation channel that I don't know, measured everything else against. And as far as entertainment, it was really the first kind of TV series created it was a YouTube series, but it was like in episodes, right? Like a TV show. And it was amazing. It had such people as Chris Bryan, who has gone on to become a designer.
Yep.
A great designer. He was really the brainchild behind this. And Ashley Birch, who is very, very famous in the world of Hey Ash, What You Playing on YouTube. She's also, I think she's in a Netflix series right now. I don't know what it's called, but I see her posting stuff all the time about that. She's very, famous and up there and stuff like that. And it's just a really, really good, quality, written, very humorous YouTube series.
Yes,
and if you have not seen it, go watch the first 2 seasons. There's also these little bits they would put out. And the Sherlock Holmes bit is just brilliant.
And
the
bananagrams. Oh my God. Perfect. If you don't care about the bananagrams bit, just go to the end after the credits roll and you will just be laughing forever. And so Board with Life, obviously board spelled B-O-A-R-D, is a fantastic channel on YouTube. So check them out. All right, Natalie, what about you?
All right. I'm going to go with Paula Deming and Things Get Dicey.
Things Get Dicey.
I really like her. I think she's an actress. She's also in that podcast Death by Monsters.
Yes.
But she's just like
podcast.
a really entertaining person in general. Just like even listening, I think Sheer Boredom, Roberto interviewed her once. She was just like entertaining on there. But these little
She's also
videos,
part of Watch It Played.
Oh yeah, Watch It Played. But these videos that she does are like really funny. Like I think one of them recently was Evolution of a Gamer. Or something.
Yeah, that was really funny.
There was that Christmas one.
Yep.
I mean, it's hilarious, and she's awesome.
Very
I
high
find myself
quality.
going down like a rabbit. Like when I watch one
you
of her
just watch them
videos, I'm
all.
like, all right, now I gotta watch 30
Right.
Yep.
because they're all like 5 minutes.
My
They're, like, they're just
favorite
great
one
ones.
is the one where she is supposed to pare her collection down. And at the end of it, she ends up just adding games to her collection. It's so fun.
Right.
She
seems
very
like
good.
someone like I want to be friends with.
Yes, absolutely. She's awesome. All right, Jeff, what about number 4?
My number 4 is an account called Son of Thunder Games.
Son of Thunder.
And Son of Thunder is run mostly by Nathan. It's Nathan and Tina are on the account name, but Nathan does all these pictures, and the pictures that he takes are like incredible.
Yeah.
They live out in the middle of the west, like Montana. They live out in like the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So he like goes out and
Kills
takes
people?
these
Okay.
takes these incredible pictures and like sets up these amazing things. He's like taught me some cool tricks about like how to take pictures and
right.
what to do.
I remember
and
you
he's,
said that. Yeah.
He's just really personable. Runs. If you just like scroll through these pictures, it looks like, it's like, how do you get this card in nature?
Yeah.
It's growing off of a tree. It's
he
just like
often participates in
they're really
the
cool.
show.
Yeah, and he's an active listener and he's a nice person. Takes incredible pictures. Deserves more credit than I think he gets for taking these amazing pictures.
Sure.
Because my pictures aren't good, and people
Pictures are good.
but
Shut your face.
they're-
Pictures are good.
His pictures are like this incredible
Yeah,
quality.
like next level.
So
Like Ben Kennard level picture.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that is Nate over at Son of Thunder.
Fantastic. My number 4 is an account that I have really, really, and I think all of us probably, once I say the name of this account, have really enjoyed seeing. And the woman on the account runner, her name is Katia, or maybe they call it, she just goes by Katie. I don't know. She runs the account Board Game Art Creations.
Oh yeah.
What she does basically, she makes these mosaic pictures out of board game components.
Bits and chits.
Yeah, bits and chits. She just makes like logos and
It's amazing.
just different pictures like from board games just out of these components, and it looks they're so great. It is one of my most favorite accounts to just look at. Mm-hmm. The artwork she does is so fantastic. She just recently did the character Gilly from Too Many Bones. She's been recently working with publishers, and the publishers are seeing her, and they're like, I want you to make a logo of make our logo out of some board game components.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So if you like what she does, you can go check her out. I believe she offers for a small fee. She'll do this for you, I think.
It'd be cool. I get a mad board gamer.
I know, wouldn't that be
Yeah.
awesome? Like, we get a
Amazing.
Gamecasters or a Gateway
That'd be cool.
logo made out of that. I would love that. I've again
she's
tried
cool.
to get her into the Gateway network as well. And we're going to keep trying. So if you're listening to this, Katia or Katia, I'm so sorry if I'm messing your name up, but we love your stuff around here. So that is my number 4. Natalie, what is your number 4?
My number 4, I'm going to go with Board Game Snobs.
The Snizzles.
They're just, I mean, they do talk about board games. It's like borderline,
Yeah,
their board game content, but they're just really entertaining to me.
Extremely entertaining.
They're just really strong personalities, and they're really funny, and they make me laugh out loud when I listen to their podcast.
And that's rare.
Especially enjoy when they talk about us.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Of
Oh.
course
It makes
you do.
me
This is
laugh.
why.
And
Yeah.
JF.
And Jeff.
Yeah.
Don't listen
because
to
they talk.
Jeff.
Yeah, they talk always terrible about me. Yeah.
Yeah, write some comments about the Mad Board Gamer.
But they're just, I mean, they're just a really funny podcast.
They're funny. They're funny and they're like Natalie said, extreme personalities, and they're different. Right?
Yes.
Gabi is Gabi's goofy and like
He's got all these jokes.
yeah,
and-
like he's jokey and like just kind of really gregarious, and Jerry is just like really sour to his sweet,
Yeah.
and just making fun of people all the time, and especially either if it's not Jeff, it's
Yeah.
Enrique.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of fun to listen
It
to.
is
The
fun.
episodes are quick enough that it's only 30 to 40 minutes,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and you're done with them. So great. Also an in-network member there. The Board Game Snobs. Awesome. Jeff, what about you, man? Number 3.
Nice. My number 3 is an account called which I guess if you search this, you'd probably find like a million. But Board Game Meeple.
Board Game Meeple. Yeah, you would.
Okay.
I think you would find.
You'd probably find, but that is his. He owns Board Game
Board Game
Meeple in
Meeple.
that order.
Nice.
You can find Meeple Board Game or
Is it all
Board
one
Meeple
word,
Game.
or is it like Board
it's all
Game?
one
Okay.
smush.
Smushed
There's no
together?
underscores or anything like that.
Okay.
This is Gareth, and Gareth is over in the UK. And just runs a very personable account. He does like lots of lives with people. He brings people on, talks to them about games, and he has a big following on Instagram, but talks to everybody. Like messages with you, chats with you about board games, reviews board games, and it's you want to like be his friend and you want to talk to him, and I like those accounts. Those are some of my favorite accounts on Instagram that I feel like, oh, we could be friends. You know,
Yeah.
it's one of those
Yeah.
like, hey, we're
Yeah.
buddies. You
Right.
know, so he runs a great account. So that would be my
Board
number
Game
3.
Meeple.
Board Game Meeple.
Awesome. Very cool. Number 3 for me is Rado.
I would put him.
Yeah, Rado is so entertaining for me, and also I really like his format where he just plays through a game to give you the feel of it. And a lot of people, what they don't like about Rado, I kind of appreciate about him. He is zany. He's all over the place, and he talks really, really fast. And so I can understand how some people would find that off-putting. I love that because I feel like I get a ton of content and information really quickly.
Yeah.
Also, his podcast is fantastic if you are trying to look for new games to research. He goes through, I haven't listened in probably a month
Yeah,
or
they're
two.
like hours long.
They're very long.
Because he only does like once a month or something.
Yeah, he does once a month shows, but he will go through and just talk about all the games that are coming out and why he's interested in them. And I've found a ton of board games just listening to his podcast for a couple hours. And I just really love his personality. I really identify with his style. And I think he's just a great ambassador for the hobby. That's my number 3, Rado. Jeff, what about you? Number 2.
Natalie.
Yeah.
Oh, Natalie, what about you? Number 3.
Wait, I just want to say something too. I also really
Okay.
like that Rado talks fast. I'm somebody who likes to talk fast too,
Yeah.
and I don't like when people talk really slow because, especially when I'm like watching
you're
a
like,
video.
come on,
yeah,
come on.
I just want to like fast forward it, but then I don't want to miss anything. You know
what people do for that?
What?
You on YouTube, you can up the speed.
Oh, you can?
A lot of
Yeah.
people will just be like, I listen to everything at double speed.
Right. Okay.
Because that's my
that's
tip.
good to know.
Joe listens
because
to his
sometimes
podcast
I'm
at like 1.5.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
I've
crazy
heard
because
people do
we talk
that.
very fast. So that's
yeah,
because
because I was like, I want them to be. I'm just like, yeah. Move on to the next thing. Like,
Right.
I don't care, you know.
Right.
But Rado talks so fast that he's already on the next
exactly.
thing.
That's
Yeah.
why I like him too.
Anyways, my number 3. I feel like I'm gonna steal this from you guys, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Bad board game cover.
Bad board game
Yeah.
cover.
Talk about this guy.
Phil,
a
the
bunch.
Haitian sensation.
Yes, but
is
I
fun to
mean,
say.
this account is
Yeah.
so fun. He's done a bunch of competitions and brackets, and one of my favorite things about accounts on Instagram is when you get to interact with their account, and so all of his stuff is either like,
highly interactive.
It's highly interactive. You're either like voting for somebody or doing like a poll or commenting how many stars you got on his
Must
little
take a
like
lot of work to run
photo
that channel.
contest. I know, but it's
Or that
fun.
account.
Yeah.
No, channel?
It feels like
Account.
you're playing a
Account.
game on his account. That's like my favorite thing about
Yep.
it.
Agreed. Very awesome. And really nobody does what he does.
No, you'd think that more people
should
would
be
like kind of
following him.
copy.
I think
him.
some people do, and I think
it's a lot
they
of work.
burn out because it's a
Yeah.
lot of work. And he just
So
seems
kudos
to love
to
it. Great
Phil.
job, Phil.
Phil,
The Haitian
the Haitian sensation.
sensation.
Why do we call him that?
That's
Because
his,
that's his personal account.
that's his
Oh,
personal
okay.
account. The Haitian
Haitian
sensation.
sensation.
I was like, is that okay?
Yeah, because we made it. Is that okay?
And we just,
Phil, I'm so
feels
sorry,
wrong.
Phil.
That feels wrong.
Yeah.
All right.
Fill up.
Jeff, number 2.
My number. So bad board game covers would make my list if I was, but I want to highlight some other ones. This is a guy named Will, lives in Michigan, lives near Ryan.
Oh, I know this guy.
yeah.
He's
this
part
is-
of the painting challenge.
Yeah, part of the paint
That's
challenge.
right.
This is Three Little Meeples.
Three Little Meeples. Again,
And
all one.
Will just runs an amazing page. Again, really personable, takes good pictures, gives good reviews.
Super nice guy.
Responds to everybody, and I just something I like on Instagram. I love the Rados of the world, the Rodney Smiths of the world. I love those accounts for like getting a little more in depth into these games, or like Mike DeLizio on Dice Tower. I do like him. I like listening to them sometimes, but does anybody like in the board game big industry know some of these accounts? No, but they're awesome, and we should know about
Right.
them. So
Right, that's the
Will's
whole
another
purpose of
one.
the gateway,
Sure.
baby.
Yeah, Three Little Meeples is a great account, so check out Will.
Beautiful. Number 2 for me, Natalie stole it earlier in the show. It is Paula Deming and Things Get Dicey.
Sorry.
That's okay. More attention to Paula, it would be great. She's awesome. I love her.
Maybe she'll come on the show.
I watch her YouTube. Yeah, we should interview
She
her.
said that she never says no to anything.
She doesn't say it.
Stop
So
it.
we
She
can,
never says no.
Yeah,
So
this is a
send her an
busy
email.
woman. We've talked about before how Becca Scott is like, how is she so busy? Paula's the same way. If she's not doing Things Get Dicey or Death by Monsters or her Twitch channel or what did I just say she's doing with Rodney Smith? Watch It Played. You know, or she's with what's that Matthew Jude show that he's got? This Game Is Broken. She's like doing all these different things. I don't know how she has time for her.
What's her
husband,
job,
you know,
right?
and
She's
it's
this
crazy.
is what
Yeah, but I mean, it just
But
seems like
anything
she's
else,
doing
like a
it
person-
all day, every day. At nighttime,
Yeah.
she's streaming. You know, it's
killing it.
crazy. She's awesome. Her content is awesome. That's my number 2. Things Get Dicey. Natalie, what about you?
Okay, my number 2 is Jim Gamer.
Oh,
Cool.
Because Jim Gamer, he does like everything. So he's got an Instagram account, and I like his Instagram account. He takes some really nice pictures. He's got like some beautiful window that his table must be near because it always looks so like
window.
scenic.
Yeah, he does.
And he has a website.
Yep.
Whatboardgame.com.
Gateway member.
Check that out. He also did that like 24 hours thing that he got a lot of people involved
That was
in.
really cool, including us.
That was really fun. Recently on Instagram, he just did this thing where it seemed to be like when he's like traveling to work or something. I'm not sure. You know, he would post these pictures and be like, "What board game do you see?" You know, based on like the picture he posted.
It was hard.
Yeah, it was hard.
I started out really easy.
I got the first one, and I thought I was like so sweet, and then I'm
too.
like the rest. I'm like,
And he's like, everyone got it right. And I'm like, oh.
I don't know.
yeah, I know, but you know, he seems like he's trying to always come up with new ideas, and he's a really nice guy, and
he's awesome.
He's my number 2.
He's awesome. Yeah, we love Jim Gamer around here. Great. Awesome. All right, Jeff, this is it.
My number one
Number one board game content creator
is this woman named Danielle who runs this account called the Games D-Max Plays.
I thought she would be on your list.
She is fucking
It is
hilarious.
really funny. Yeah,
She
it
is
is really
so funny.
What's the
And
name of it?
It's called The Games D-Max Play. There's a lot of periods in there.
I'm not sure.
yeah, it might be the period,
The
games period,
Games
D-Max.
period,
Yeah, so
D-Max period.
she is so funny. And I think
She
she
just
does
does
these
TikToks and
reels. She does
reels,
these
yeah.
TikToks and moves them over.
Really?
It's I don't know. I just look at her Instagram. I know she has a TikTok and has probably maybe
Well,
more
I think
following or
everything
whatever.
that she
But
posts on TikTok,
pulls
she
from-
posts
Oh my
on
gosh,
Instagram.
that's so funny. I literally just saw a TikTok of her today.
have you
and
never
I've
seen her?
never seen her before.
Really?
So
She's everywhere.
funny.
It was
So-
Roberto actually interviewed her a couple weeks ago,
oh really?
so you can check that out
It
on the
was-
Sheer Boredom account.
The reason I saw it was I was on Facebook and somebody posted one of her TikToks in like the board game group or something,
Mm-hmm.
one of the Facebook groups, and was like, if you don't watch this girl, you have to. It's awesome. And
was
I
it
like,
her and her husband making fun of each other?
no, it
Those
was
are really
it
funny.
was, it was
Those
like
are
her like
really-
answering a question about like what kind of board games do you like and how come, and she's like talking while she's making cookies. She's like baking, you know,
yeah.
and but she's like saying it was just really
It's
funny,
great.
and I was like, who is this person?
There are
She's
lots
awesome.
there are lots of reels or
have to
TikToks
follow
that I
her.
just kind of scroll by because I don't need, you know, a lot of these games are like 2-player recommendations. They're just like someone holding up games.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
I've seen that video, whatever. It's I stop every time she posts something and
Yeah,
I
they're
see it on
funny.
my feed
They're
because
always
they're
funny.
so funny. Whether it's her
even-
or
Okay, I'm
facial
gonna watch
expressions or what she's
Yeah.
saying or the music in the background, it just
Right.
And even
it's
sometimes
so
she's
funny.
not trying to be funny. Like there are times she
Yeah.
does post
Yeah,
some
she
where
was trying
she's
to be
just
funny,
like
but it was
talking,
funny.
like here's what you do, and it's but she has this cadence to her voice that's really
Yeah.
funny. I watched the interview that she had with Roberto. She talked about how she normally has like purple hair. But like the last couple years, she's had normal straight hair, and she's like, she's like, to you all, this is normal Danielle. She's like, to me, I don't know this person. This is weird. She's like, I'm normally like a really crazy haired person, and yeah, so it's she's funny.
She did just get I forget the publisher, but she did just get a job. I think working marketing ish kind of thing with a board game publisher.
look
I
at
think
that.
recently. So
Very cool.
That's
congrats
awesome.
to her.
Awesome.
Oh,
Very
cool. I'm
good.
gonna check out all her.
Yeah,
Number
it's funny.
one for me is we're going a bigger account. We're talking about humor. All right, just a second ago. This has got to be the funniest since I started in this hobby. This YouTube channel, their reviewers from the UK are the funniest.
Oh,
They are the
yes.
funniest
I forgot
guys
about that.
ever, and they're the guys over at Shut Up and Sit Down.
So
Yes.
funny.
Again, if you have not heard, it's ridiculous if you haven't heard of them by
Quacks
now.
of Quedlinburg.
The Quacks of Quedlinburg
That
one
was
is hilarious.
Crokinole
All of
is
them.
hilarious.
They're all so funny and witty. And it's like, what did Jeff say earlier about how, like, with his instant inbox, he's like, I've seen them all. You feel that you watch one of their episodes, you're like, okay, they've done it all. I've seen it all. And then the next one comes out, and it's
Yeah,
like,
that's a
how do
good
they
one.
do
They're
this?
funny.
Quinn's is like the brainchild. And he's not just like a really funny reviewer. He's also very highly respected in the industry. He was flown out to, along with Tom Vassell, to very early on in the development of Mechs vs. Minions to give his input or consulting on it. And it's because of him that the game is cooperative. He played the game and he was like, this is kind of cool. Make it a co-op. And they did. And it's like, not, Mechs vs. Minions.
He's also like an actor. He's been in movies. And like,
Really?
Movies?
I think so.
I did not.
like, now
I
I
did
don't
not know that. Really, he's definitely very charismatic. He's very good in front of the camera. He's very knowledgeable. He has this really great talk. It's like a TED Talk on board games. I don't think it's actually a TED Talk, but it's like that kind of format.
Yeah.
And he's just a brilliant guy, and he's really funny. And I love him around here. I think we all do. Shut Up and Sit Down is my number one. Natalie, what about you?
All right. Well, I'm surprised you didn't say this, so I'm going to go with my number one is Meeple People.
I'll tell you why I don't have that, but go.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the Board with Life thing where, they haven't put anything out in a while as far as like the YouTube series, but the YouTube series that they had was so well done. It was so funny. It was like right up there for me with Board with Life.
Yeah.
And
in some ways it was more well done.
And I hope they do more. So go follow them or reach out to them or something so they can make more content for us.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't put them on there, they're on my honorable mentions list, is because there's just so little content.
I know.
Like, if Board with Life has only 2 seasons, they also have all these bits. So there's like a bunch of content.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And their episodes are like 10 minutes long.
You're right.
For each
There's
episode.
like 2
Board with Meeple
minutes.
People Comedies episodes are like a minute and a half to 2 minutes, and there's only the one season, and that's it. There's nothing else, and they might not even ever come back.
Right.
So they're awesome. But that's the only reason it didn't make my list.
Yeah, for sure.
So we got honorable mentions, guys.
Yeah, I got Date Night Dice, obviously.
That was my number 6.
We love them.
Same.
Yep. Pumpkin 312, Steph who works at
Board Game Geek.
Board Game Geek. Just if you're looking for just straight up reviews, like she plays games and reviews them. She plays all of them.
She also takes really good photographs.
Yeah, so she plays all the games. So if you're looking for something there, Better Half Reviews, they're hilarious. They've been doing like lip sync battles with people. They just have fun.
They have?
Yeah, Better Half Reviews is part of
they're a gateway member.
Our gateway member. Just this account, Little Meeples, not Three Little Meeples.
Right.
Little Meeples is wonderful. You're following like family games and want to look at like what that kind of experience is. I had Jim Gamer on there.
Me too.
Bad board game covers I had on there. Kidsplaining is an amazing account too. What Eric is playing, I could go on for lots of time.
All mine have been covered in there.
Things, so.
Date Night Dice. I have Before You Play on there, which is a really, really good account. Board Game Snob, Secret Cabal, Meeple People Comedy, Bad Board Game Covers, Jim Gamer. I mean, we could go on and on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
If we miss you, we apologize and still love you.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. What about you, Natalie?
I got Date Night Dice, Rado, Fantasy and Some Flights, Mad Board Gamer.
No, suck up.
Professor
Natalie
Meg.
just won the game.
Professor Meg is great.
Natalie just won the game. Natalie gets 15 extra points, and Natalie wins.
Yeah. That is awesome. So those are our top 5. Not our top 5. Those are 5 content creators we love.
Yeah.
We could do this list next episode and have completely different ones, and I'd feel just as passionate about them.
There's a lot of good ones.
But that's going to do it for us tonight, everybody. If you'd like to get a hold of us, you can find us on Instagram at Gamecasters or at Mad Board Gamer. Both those accounts serve as the podcast. We also have a Facebook group. Just search Gamecasters. You will find us there. You can see all the hilarious memes that Nestor posts after every episode, which has become a staple of the show that I look forward to every single time.
Sorry, Nestor, you're going to have to do this forever.
You're indoctrinated now.
You make us crack up.
Yeah, we die laughing. It's all about us. You can also email us at thegamecasterspodcast@gmail.com. We have a Baron Board Game Geek Guild. Natalie refuses to join. 3678 is the number of that guild. If you like the show, we would love it if you consider giving us a rating on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else you listen that allows you to rate us. We also have a Patreon. If you want to support the show and see that sweet-ass video that you might have missed of monikers, feel free to head on over to patreon.com/thegamecasters. There is also a merch store where you can find all sorts of different Gamecasters, Mad Board Gamer Gateway gear. So please head on over to redbubble.com/people/Gateway Network. So for Natalie and Jeff the Mad Board Gamer, I am Ryan, and you have been listening to The Gamecasters. Good night, everybody. Hello, 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 Natalie. Hello.
Hello, Ryan. Hello.
What about me?
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh,
Jeff, hello.
Hello. Thanks, Natalie.